Welcome, everybody. I know it's been a while, but we are back with the Meatheads podcast.
Moves done. Fuck up De Niro, I got a Snyder extended clip, so who wanna play hero? Go bad shit like Ozzy, I was born in the darkness. Oh, you the wolf, so we pull up and you're harmless. So pray to
Burberry scars, stripping Perry on, living like a comet, moving amongst the stars. $100,000 sports car.
The following program is rated TV MAL. It contains strong language and is intended only.
How's everybody's father feeling today?
Go fuck yourself.
Go fuck yourself.
What up, G? What's up, Holmes? What's good in the hood?
That is right. What is good in the hood, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Circle of the Bay podcast, episode 175. But not only Circle of the Bay, but it's Top Rope Wrestling Talk as well, ladies and gentlemen. And welcome everyone. The host of TV's One IBC here with my other two hosts here, mi compadres, mi familia, mi sangre, my blood. Hey, love these man so much. Live, baby. But yes, let me go ahead and introduce, of course, the real Mussolini, but the real Pepsi. Because he is a cult of personality, and that is Pepsi Phil. What is going on, Pepsi Phil? What is going on?
How you doing? How you doing?
Ah, yeah, it's doing great. Doing great. That's right. And of course, we got not only he is the salt of the earth of podcasting, the founder of Top Rope Wrestling Talk that keeps us going here every Saturday here on this channel. Make sure you follow and subscribe as well at the same time, and follow this man too, because he is the one, the only, the champ of all champs.
better than you. And you know it, I'm better than you.
Yes, I am.
Man, he knows it.
Yes, I do. Yeah, So look. I mean, Ivan, I'm not sure if you know this, and I was just thinking about this off the top of my head. The reason Pepsi Phil is called Pepsi Phil is because he was on the show one time and we're taking a dig at Wendy. His nickname is literally a dig at Wendy every time we say it. That is an ongoing storyline for 4 years now.
Exactly.
That's how you tell a story. That's how you tell a story.
What's going on, Justin Tom? What is going on? What is going on? Mr. Universal himself, what is going on? Happy New Year's to you too. Oh man, Ed, what's going on, Great Ed? What's going on?
Can we put Morgan's coat back up here, please?
Yeah, look, I know my dad is going to be mad, but when I say
Morgan.
this, but M shit. Stupid the trust show. Oh God. And ladies and gentlemen, who's also watching this on Instagram Live. You guys are watching this also on Instagram Live on our Circle Debate, of course, profile. If you guys are, you want to have an hour to watch us here live. But if you want to see, of course, more and more more content here. Make sure you go to our link tree, hit that, go to buy a link tree, and subscribe to our channel to get more of the Debate Network's content here, the Top Rope Wrestling Talk, of course, Wrestling Delorean, Title Fight Podcast, Meat Hit Podcast. We all provide to you guys. Make sure you guys do that. Yes. Oh, please put Morgan's quote back up. And Happy New Year's. What is going on? The DOM. Hope everybody's on vacation except for us. It was the pioneer of all podcasting. That's right. Floor slappers, of course, Tim King, the real TK right there. All right, ladies and gentlemen, before we get into giving our predictions for AEW World's End and recapping New Year's Smash on Dynamite, we're just going to talk about 3 topics here that I want to get it off our chest. So we had the holiday week off. Hope everybody had an incredible Christmas. And, we're ending the year strong here. Yes. Alongside, of course, me, my familia right here. So we're going to start off one WWE topic here that I wanted to talk about. And that is, of course, what we saw here on SmackDown. Really? And that is, of course, there's a reason why. Because I really want to get your opinion about this, gentlemen. So we did see, of course, Santos Escobar bringing back to the main roster. You saw, of course, Humberto Carrillo and Garza coming back, causing, of course, Lashley to in that tournament for the U.S. title. We saw, of course, a vignette, a segment there of Karrion Kross introducing his new crew, which is known as the Authors of Pain's return, along, of course, with their manager, of course, the one and only. But yes, now here's the biggest question I have for you both, gentlemen. Now that these tag team divisions are now coming back up now into the main roster, not only for SmackDown but for Raw. Now, keep in mind we do have Judgment Day as the unified tag team champions. Is this now the time to split those titles up, go to the brand, and focus on building these tag teams? I'll put this as an example, like how AEW did prior before. The AEW did the same. They built up their tag team division. They focus on it. Right now, we haven't really seen much of it as of late, but we can say that credit where credit's due, they have done that. Now, at this point, should they split these titles now that we're seeing the return, of course, of Authorities to the main roster and the return of the Authors of Pain into WWE? So I'll take it to you, Pepsi Phil. Break it down, my brother.
No! They haven't even begun to build their tag team division. What, you got 2 teams?
Thank you.
You got the Judgment Day. You got what? The Usos broke up, so that's your number 1 tag team right there. I mean, who? I mean, if you want, granted, they can build their entire tag team division, but honestly, leave them where they are and leave them how they're handled right now. Because honestly, even with those 2 teams, I'm still not impressed, and I honestly can't say I care. Because here's the thing: if AOP gets in there, and if they lose, they're pretty much ruined as a tag team. So pretty much they have to go in and smash whoever they go in there with, and if they go against the Judgment Day, we can pretty much guarantee they're breaking up right after that. So honestly, they have not even built a unfortunately, WWE has a problem of they've set really high standards for their quote unquote belt divisions. And the tag team division is not even close to being built enough to actually split up those tag team titles. Hell, even the unified title isn't even built up enough to pretty much have enough guys to go after it. I mean, there's more tag.
They have that title still.
I think I think there's more tag teams in NXT than on the main roster itself.
That's how it's always been.
Yeah,
that's how it's always been.
Exactly.
I got 2 words. I got 2 words with seeing this: trios titles.
I love it.
If they could do it,
why not?
There's
a 3-man team. There's a 3-man team. Judgment Day 3-man team. When you add Dominic to it, I mean, they've got them. They're putting them together. Why wouldn't they? Their tag division is shit, and they want to get more people on TV. Here you go. Here's another way to get 2 more guys on television that wouldn't normally be there.
Yeah. I mean, that makes perfect
sense.
Scrap
the tag division. Scrap the fucking tag division in WWE and make it a trios division.
Okay. And shout out to Temple as well. He said he reported that months ago. Maybe you have. I probably don't recall.
Yeah,
you probably have.
The other thing is that neither one of those teams, even I loved AOP before they left. Coming back, I can't really say I care about their return. Who are they going to fight? Who's their rivalry going to be against? I mean, there's Alpha Academy, maybe.
Yeah, I mean, we have to wait and see.
DIY.
DIY.
Review DIY.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I mean, there's a lot of things they can do with it. I can't disagree about making the trios title. It kind of makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you're having these factions that all of a fucking sudden we're seeing these factions coming out of nowhere, and you know, I wonder where they got
here's the thing. This is where WWE, if this was to come to fruition, WWE would be given credit and not criticized by following suit after. I mean, look, you got him in AAA. You got them in, I believe, don't they have a set in New Japan as well?
Yes.
They have a set in New Japan. Then ROH had them. Then you had Lucha Underground. Now AEW. It's going to come full circle at some point in fucking time. With trios wrestling as high as it is right now, and you can thank that to AEW focusing on their trios division the way they have. But why wouldn't they? They've shown in the past that they're going to do stuff to counter AEW. Why wouldn't they? Why wouldn't they put trio? Why wouldn't they have a trios title?
That makes sense.
To get rid of the tag division.
To Bruce's point, there is a better trio.
Or keep the tag division in NXT.
See, there you go. Look, even Temple said, "High class, hire this man for trios title too." Yes.
I mean, if you think about it, WWE already has like a bunch of trio teams floating around.
Exactly.
It initially started with the New Day. Where obviously Big E got hurt, so he couldn't do it. But then you have like Lashley and I guess the Street Profits. That's your Trips team right there. You have like Gunther and his two guys. That's three.
Yeah.
Like it's not that they've already built that division. I mean, it makes you wonder why they even bother with a tag team once you get on the main roster.
Exactly. I mean, even the bloodline, even if you stop and you break the bloodline down, you got Solo, Jimmy, and Roman still.
Yeah.
There's a trio right there.
We just have to wait to see how they're going to do this. And I mean, it makes sense. Honestly, it does, because that's the case. And like you have the Imperium as well. Imperium is another one of the trios there that you can have. So it does kind of make sense of debuting that trios title and maybe kind of brush off, the tag team titles. But then, then from there, what do you do? Like, you still have other tag teams that are still, needs a third individual, like DIY, like, besides Alpha Academy, they have a female, but still, I mean, there's a couple of tag teams, but we don't, as of right now, we don't even know how they're going to go with this direction.
I mean, truth be told, if you have a trios division, it's a lot easier to transition to a tag team division because their teams are already there. So theoretically, you could still do a trios division. Damn it! No,
get out of here. There's no point in the tag division in WWE, Dom. There is none. There's none. And Pepsi Phil's nailed it. They got 3 friggin' tag teams. They got more trios than they do tag teams.
Well, if that's the case, then might as well unify the tag team title with the NXT one, and then have them go back and forth to NXT if that's the case, and they have a trios title for the main roster.
I mean, they tried that.
Set up, keep the tag division, but make it like the women's tag division, where it can be defended on NXT, SmackDown, and Raw. Do it like I mean, if they still have those titles.
If they still have them, we'll just have to wait and see how they do it.
I mean, I think they're still doing America's Got Talent for those women's tag titles.
I guess they are.
When they first started, it actually was a pretty good idea, and my hats off to Chelsea Green because that's a hell of a way to do it. But honestly, it's reached a point right now where that storyline didn't go anywhere beyond just first few weeks.
Well, we'll wait and see. All right, next one I want to move on to. This is we talked about this last time, but we still haven't got Bruce's thoughts on Monet and of course Deonna Purrazzo. But the one that came into name around the world of professional wrestling, of course, is the former NWA Women's Champion. Of course, that is Camille Brickhouse, as her contract with NWA is over as of New Year's Day. It's over, and there's already room in your windows. All right, we're opinionators, folks. We're not piece of shit seltzer, especially piece of shit Alvarez. Sean Ross Sapp and Wade Keller. No, we're just giving our
Mm.
opinion. Okay, that's just what I say. But here in this case, Camille Brickhouse, according rumor your windows that she already made a decision that she's going to test the free agent market. Now, if that is the case, if that's confirmed, where should she go? And of course, Monet, on the other hand, too, that the rumor your windows that the talk between her and Tony Khan was dropped. So that means that it didn't happen. Looks like whatever negotiations they had, it did. Unfortunately, it did not happen. I don't know what the hell Tony Khan did, which I wonder, Tony Khan, what the hell did you do? What the hell did you do, Tony Khan? Can you tell me?
That's fucking bullshit.
Not bullshit, Tony Khan, because you're fucking it up again. You see?
But here's the thing. How do you actually know he fucked it up? Why? Because Brian Alvarez reported that he fucked it up. Like here's the thing. And I don't think AEW gets enough credit for this. They are pretty good at throwing false shit out there. You know, what if Monet does show up Saturday night after the women's title match, nose to nose with Timeless Tony Storm, and she does sign with AEW, and all this her posting outside in Boston and stuff like this. Hey, people, she's from Boston. She's from Massachusetts. It's not weird for her to be there. You know, granted, yes, there was a WWE house show, but who's to say this isn't her throwing him off the scent? But I don't think Triple H is going to pay her more than he's paying Charlotte Flair.
No,
that's the other thing.
He's not doing that. I don't think he will.
She's asking more than what Charlotte's making, and I don't see Nick Khan, I don't see TKO, I don't see any of them paying her bill. And Deonna Purrazzo, she can go back to the Indies, and I see Camille showing up at actually I see her showing up at Revolution.
Ooh, I like that. I like that. And shout out to Kayla. I know you were on the top rope. Facebook Live, but shout out to Kayla. What's going on, Kayla? That's right. All right. Pepsi Phil, give us your thoughts.
Truth be told, I think she's going to stay where she is. I think she's going to do another New Japan. She is big money, but truth be told, she's not like, I don't think, and this is no disrespect to her, no one can afford her right now. Because to your point, if Triple H brought her in, and don't get me wrong, they can't afford to give her the money she wants. But the heat from that backroom locker and the morale that would get shot down if they did, it's pretty much what he's thinking. The same probably for TK. Like, honestly, right now, she is too expensive a prospect. Unless you guarantee she's going to be Tom Brady for the next 5 years, you ain't spending that money on her.
And here's the thing, you've got a great point there, Phil. Like here's the thing, is she fucking Monet gonna fucking put asses in seats and if she does, for how long? And here's the thing, TK was very high on the women's division during his media call today. He was talking very highly about it, and he's liking where it's going and where it's heading into next year. There's been talks that they were going to turn Rampage into an hour-long all-women's show. I would be down for that.
Yeah, it's about fucking time he's doing that. He's been watching our shit. For that. He's been watching our shit.
I'd be totally down for that. And then that would be a reason to bring in Monet. That would be a reason to bring in Purrazzo, even though she'd be a mid-carder, and then bring in Camille. Like, there'd be I would bring all three of them in. If you have an hour-long all-women show, that's 3 to 4 solid matches with 2 solid promos. And
you need heavy hitters for that. You need, like I said, Camille. Honestly, I'm really curious. I mean, I have followed her. I still follow her NWA, and she has gone out of her way to do better promos for NWA. She has been
doing that whole Miss Elizabeth gimmick now.
Yeah, which is kind of weird. Because honestly, before that, she was just a strong silent type. But the interesting thing is she's trying to break out of her normal shell, trying to make herself more, I don't want to say marketable, but more commercial, like more media friendly. in regards to like WWE friendly, or I don't want to say WWE, but more like I'll say TV friendly. It's probably the better answer for it. And truth be told, I think them losing the TV deal is probably why she's like, I'm leaving.
They still haven't said if they've lost the deal. That deal still hasn't been said. It hasn't been official. That announcement has not officially been made. There has been no official announcement about them losing whatever TV deal they had. So
it's not so much they haven't announced, but they also haven't announced it as it happening. Like you haven't seen a notice of it's coming out in 2024, so to speak. It's just they've been talking about it. And I feel like if they don't talk about when it's coming out, they're just holding off on just pretty much putting something in the slot that they find that they prefer. That's the only reason why I think they aren't going to get it. I mean, I'm still waiting for it. Obviously, anything can change. But as for Deonna Purrazzo, I don't think she's a mid-card.
She's freaking bottom of the barrel. Why do you think she couldn't make it in WWE?
I mean, I got my own personal opinions. I think it's because of the fact she's not built like most of them. And she isn't.
Neither is Nia Jax, but she's still there.
Well, Nia Jax has a better pedigree than she does. Let's keep it as much as we don't want to say it. Nia Jax is in WWE because she's a Nepo baby. 100%. You got that family behind you. You really think after the way that she has treated that back locker room, I don't care if you are friends with everybody, but from a money standpoint, like the point, and I don't mean the fact, getting past the fact that her wrestling is there, but honestly, if it was not for the fact that she was with that family, I do not believe she would have gotten that many chances. Because I'm sitting there, because all I'm thinking is, and this is the thing that weirds me out. She went independent and she did not go anywhere. She announced she was retiring. And then when WWE sent her a request or however that exchange happened, she immediately goes back to WWE.
She sucks, Dom.
Exactly.
I don't know, man. I think Deonna has improved a lot. I think she improved a lot. And I feel like Pepsi Phil and I talked about this. For her to go to New Japan, go to Stardom will be a great fit for her to at least get that strong style women's to get it. For her, like how you look. I'll say one thing. You said earlier, Bruce. Okay, stick with the indies. That's fine. I don't disagree on that. For her to at least get herself back into that rhythm again, and for her to be marketable more, because I feel like as much as no disrespect to TNA, now that it's TNA officially pretty much coming up, still Impact, but it's just that there wasn't the marketing value there for that wasn't really there, like for everyone to see who is she, who really was she. Was she was how many times was she a former women's champion? And she had fantastic matches there in Impact. We've seen it all. I mean, but has the world seen it completely? Not all of it. That's why she needs to go out. Let's say, well, Monet. I get it. You're about money, but at this point, you haven't even done everything completed at what you said that you were gonna do. Oh, I'm gonna go in this promotion. I'm gonna go here. I know, but she got hurt. But she's already healed up. She'll be ready.
And she did win a championship in Japan.
That's the only thing by far.
Two.
So far. But she still needs to do Stardom. She hasn't done Stardom all the way yet to win that title yet. She still got other things to do. She still want to go to Mexico and do what she got to do over there. Freelance is the one thing I'm saying is for these two women, especially for Deonna, because I want her to get the market again. I want TKO to get her again and be like, you know what? Let's bring her along. Maybe she can help out and help this division improve, maybe in the NXT or in the main roster. I feel she still has the potential.
I will say this, and this is the only time I'll probably agree with Bruce. Right now, if she went into AEW, she would be a mid-carder.
She would be. She'll be a Ring of Honor, though. They're doing a TV title. Women's fucking TV title.
Even in Ring of Honor, I think she would be.
Why?
Because honestly, look who's currently in that roster right now. You got Willow, who's got a massive push coming. And she's bouncing back between both of them. You got Mercedes Martinez. Was it Mercedes Martinez? Yeah. She's bouncing back at ROH. You got those two, and I can't even remember who. And Athena's still there. Yeah.
Billy Starks.
As much as I love Deonna, she's not going to come in. Thank you. As much as I love Deonna, she's not coming in at the top. She's going to have to work.
I mean, here's the thing. you go to the main roster. You got Britt Baker. You got Jamie Hayter coming back. You got fucking. You got Thunder Rosa. It just goes on. Timeless Tony Storm. Mariah May's there now.
Mhm.
Like
this will sound
she
terrible.
doesn't have a spot in AEW.
No, I mean she would literally be one. I mean she'd be one level above Red Velvet. I mean she's got that going for her.
I don't know how she still has a job.
I mean, I don't
Cody's gone. Cody and Brandy's gone. Tony, you can let her go.
I mean, there's a whole lot of people still working there. I don't know how they still work there. So, but honestly, what it comes down to is, as much as I love her, she's got a long road. Once she signs with if she starts with a regular promotion outside of Impact, she's going to have a huge road to get to the main roster. And honestly, that's a whole lot of people to fight through. And the AEW will be really hard because let's face it, all of those people have literally worked their asses off. And no offense to Deonna Purrazzo, that little super cape thing she does against Timeless Tony Storm ain't gonna cut it.
No, I mean,
and it's not like Tony Storm does not know how to fight strong style, so it's not gonna be an issue. It's not gonna be an issue.
She's been there.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's
and
been there.
And then they got Taya Valkyrie, who technically she's more of a freelancer. And honestly, Taya Valkyrie is. I was soon to see Taya Valkyrie in AEW, which I think she is.
She's already there. She's in Ring of Honor.
Yeah, she's been in Ring of Honor. Her and Johnny Honor,
Johnny Dynamite, or Johnny Honor, or Johnny Collision, Johnny Rampage.
So honestly, putting Deonna in that is not a good call. Like, leave her in the Indies till she blows up a little bit more. Honestly, she needs to go to Japan.
Yeah, I'm with you. I'm with you. I don't
again. I don't know what I don't. Again, we say that now, but I don't know. Something happened, and she could an entire AEW roster could break their legs in some kind of battle royale, and she'd be the one on top. I don't know.
We don't know. We might even see her in the Royal Rumble, and maybe coming out of nowhere in women in WWE. We don't know. Even Monet's the same. The same with Camille. We don't know what Camille's intentions are either at this point.
Camille, I can't guess, man.
I can't.
I can see her going to AEW.
Yeah,
I can see that too. I can see her go to AEW.
AEW is more amenable to her, but because I think if she went to WWE, I don't think she would be the same person. And truth be told, she's got baggage. If she tried to go to WWE anyway,
if they would try to make her the new China. They would make her the new China.
Let me get that. I was going to get there. With AEW, this is the point now that let's say if Tony Khan does sign her, gets Camille Brickhouse. If so, now this is where you got to make yourself up after the loss of course, Jade Cargill. Now build this woman up because she's powerhouse. We all know what she could do. We've seen her, CMML, AAA. We've seen what she's mainly AAA. We've seen her what she's done in NWA, former world champion. I know you mentioned earlier, Phil, about her character now. I know I don't like it either, but this is something you can make her, how you said, Bruce, make her your China, but of course in AEW and build her that powerhouse. But Tony Khan could do that.
But the same problem exists for Camille, the same as Deonna.
I think Camille would fit because she's already been in AEW before. She's had matches in AEW, so a lot of the fans are kind of familiar with her because she has performed in AEW. Yeah, it was a couple of years ago, but she's been there.
But does she come in as a top? Does she come in as a top guy?
Oh, and
yes.
Okay.
All right. Shout out to everybody on Instagram. My apologies. Claudio, what's going on? Of course, Claudio, of course, and of course, Kenny, what's going on? The Call Up Podcast. Happy New Year's to you too, brother. Appreciate you seeing here on the Instagram live too, because we can't get it here on the StreamYard, but I'm watching it here. But my bad. Go ahead. Continue my point.
No, I could see Camille. She'd fit in there. She'd get there, and again, she'd be, the TBS or whatever. She'll be fighting for that when she gets there. But she'll be an AEW Women's Champion in no time. She's already got that championship pedigree. She knows what it's like to carry a division. She has that.
Yeah.
And she's got less baggage than Monet. And I think she has the potential to be a bigger star than Monet. in my opinion.
Ooh. That's a debate right there. But that
I mean,
it's.
I'm
Go
sorry.
ahead, Phil.
Truth be told, the only real issue I'd have with Monet is she's got a tendency to get hurt at least on a periodic every 6 months, and her back has been a severe problem for her a couple of times. So that's the only thing I'd worry about bringing Monet in, which is probably why they're not really ready to pull the trigger on pulling her in, because she is prone to injury.
Mm-hmm.
And like I said, it's done all the time in sports. I mean, no one's gonna pick up a quarterback with a bad knee. So,
No. I mean, I know Dom. Deon did great, of course, unifying those, for that unification title, which Ring of Honor. I don't know. We just have to. I still feel that Deanna needs to test the indies. I think it's better for her to get herself, make herself more valuable than she is now. And like I said, I'm not discrediting her at all, what she's done and her accomplishments. She has the credentials there. It's just, for me, I feel that she needs to test it out more out there, freelance. Get out, get your word out there. Go out to the world, finish something that Monet hasn't finished because she got injured. Hopefully Monet could, get back into that too, in those footsteps. They could be attacking themselves. Fucking go out there, do that in Japan, do that in Mexico, do it anywhere. Do that. I mean, I wouldn't mind seeing that. But in regards for Camille, I really feel you're right on point when you mentioned, Bruce, about Camille in AEW. They could build her that way. And, definitely. And they can market her that way as well. You just want to talk about marketing, how you guys mentioned about her, like, going into that market shit. Well, there, she can do it. They can do it there. And that will – if Cargill did it before, when she was there, they could do it with her.
Greener than green when she was there.
Yeah, she was. I mean, I remember we used to talk. We dragged that woman the first few years, first few months. That woman, and then was it like 6 months with Brian Danielson?
Yeah.
And then within 6 months, you're like, oh, that's a new move set.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Don't be surprised. It'll be the same with Camille, probably testing new things. Hey, you know what, Brian said.
I will say this: Camille, of the three, Camille actually, in my opinion, probably is the most athletic of them all. So I would. If it came down to someone who could pretty much go, I'd probably pick Camille over out of the three.
I would too. If I was sitting at a desk and I had to interview these three women to be in my promotion, I would go with Camille 99% of the time. 99.999% of the time.
That's pure athleticism. Although I think technically Deanna is probably the better wrestler.
Get the fuck out of here.
And now we fall apart. Of the three, I'm picking Deanna.
Everything was going good until right now.
Until Pepsi Phil opened his fucking mouth.
There you go. See, Bruce
train went off the tracks, baby.
High class is like this.
I cannot believe this shit.
That is exactly the thought process that went through my head. He just shows fucking violence.
It's the most violence. Speaking of violence, but we'll get to right now. One more thing before we recap New Year's Smash, because this man, and we heard everybody's opinions, but they haven't gotten our opinion about it, and that is, of course, this man gave his thoughts on, of course, AEW.
Why wouldn't he? He always does. He loves to give his opinion on AEW.
Oh, yes. Yes.
For someone that doesn't like the company, he sure does have a lot of opinions about it.
Here's the
Shut your mouth. No, I'm just kidding, Phil. I'm just kidding.
So here's the thing about Eric Bischoff. Like you said, he's always got a goddamn opinion. Because literally, if I'm not mistaken, 2 months ago, he said AEW was like WCW. And now he's saying it's TNA. He's at this point, he's just talking shit and clickbaiting everything out of his mouth at this point.
Well, just to recap, what he's pretty much saying that Tony Khan produces the matches in front of a live fans, not a soundstage, and pretty much the whole production reminds him of TNA. You're pretty much comparing AEW to TNA because he doesn't do what WWE does. You could say, zoom in more to the audience, not really focus on, the live crowd that you have that, sometimes there's empty seats or like kind of a half.
Why do you want to take away from what's going on in the ring? That's what people at home are watching for.
Yeah. And then the sound stage, of course, which I we all know that Bischoff came from, he worked in TNA, so he saw the whole thing. That's what he's giving it. Why is he comparing it to? But
it's a TV show. You're going to focus on what the show's about. Now, I mean, granted, yeah, it's cute to have a fan interaction every so often. But truth be told, if I'm watching it on television and you're spending 10 minutes looking at the damn crowd, I'm going to be pissed and change the channel. Especially if I'm going to miss a good, like, think about it. For instance, and this is a good example, Swerve versus Hangman. Probably we'll talk about that match later on on Saturday. But that is probably one of the most fun matches I have seen. However, there was a point where the camera literally veers off of them and looks at some folks in the stands. And I'm like, I don't care about these people. All I care about is that match. And we missed at least a minute and a half of Swerve beating the crap out of Hangman. I don't know what he did, but it sounded like it hurt. And the point of the matter is, why am I looking at the damn crowd? You are a television show. Your job is to show what's on television.
Show me the crowd after the match.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Not during the match.
That's where I'm at too of his comments of that. Like, what's the point of that? I mean, he's going fucking live doing it like he wants to make it real as fuck. He just, hey, this is what I'm in a live crowd, live crowd. I don't give a shit if it's not packed or not. I'll give Tony Khan credit where credit's due. I'm not this, I get Bischoff's point, but at the same time, it's not TNA. You can't compare that. That is ridiculous.
Truth be told, what he's asking for from a production standpoint makes no sense. Because I remember, and I'll go back a little bit further. So when Brock broke the streak in Undertaker, watch the whole thing. When the match was over and Brock was winning, there is a clip where they show just someone in the stand looking completely jacked up. Which that right there is.
I thought that was you. That's not you. That's not you in that meme.
That is not me. Although
I thought that was you.
That is one of the greatest greatest memes of wrestling history these days.
I thought that was you in that picture.
No, I was crying at a different match.
Oh, okay.
No, but yeah, that's how a production works. I don't know what Bischoff's talking about. He's talking about a stage show. Like, I mean, if he wants that, he can go to Broadway or some kind of Shakespeare production at that point.
Well, let me finish what he's saying. He's saying AEW has made a commitment to producing shows in front of a live audience. That's becoming more of a challenge as the time goes. That being said, they're not producing their show on a soundstage. Other than that, they're just like TNA, overhyped, underdelivered, tons of former WWE talent who cycled out of the system, established permanently into the TNA product of AEW. The only difference, to his credit, is Tony Khan has committed to continue putting on a show in front of a live crowd. So that's the only fucking credit that he's giving Tony.
He said the same thing about him when he compared him to WCW.
I know he did. He said that shit. I know he did. That's what.
I mean,
like here's the thing though. Like the talent he has signed from WWE is all talent that actually have. I mean, most of them have been relatively successful in the sense of AEW, where they have them on TV for a few months and then they take them off TV, and they bring up it's like they have a cycle with like he's got a fucking wheel of how he uses his fucking wrestlers and like he spins it. It's like, okay, well, you got 3 months off, so I'm going to go with this guy. But it doesn't matter who it is, whether it's Miro, whether it's Andrade, whether it's fucking Aleister Black, it doesn't fucking matter because when they're on TV, they're successful and they're drawing, and the crowd loves them.
And
so,
Bob said it right here too.
So how can you say that they're a failure?
And truth be told, that cycle gives them the ability to kind of branch out into other promotions and do other stuff. I mean,
look at Swerve.
Yeah, I mean, here's the thing about this. So Andrade is a perfect example. Andrade came in, does his little cycle, then he goes to CMLL. I think he won a title there, then comes back. And he's in a Continental Classic. So
with a great showing, by the way.
Exactly. And the thing about him that's great is the fact that he gets to expand himself and still stick to AEW. He gets to bring more people over to AEW from CMLL or whatever group they come to, and AEW gets a better exposure. Because let's face it, everyone wants to say AEW and WWE are fighting against each other. They're really not. Let's face it, the business model does not work as a 1-for-1.
No.
So Tony's doing his best to pretty much create guys. I know everybody was complaining why they got WWE guys, but basically creating guys that can actually not only stay with AEW but also go to other places and bring people back to AEW.
I mean, people say that they don't build stars in AEW. Look at their fucking entire women's division.
Mm-hmm.
What do they got? What do they got?
Don't make me debate that.
No. Here we go. Listen, no. Listen, I'm talking about growing. Like, what do they have? 2 former WWE women, 3 in their women's division,
About right.
and all the rest of them are fucking homegrown AEW from fucking either day 1 or month fucking 3, whatever it is.
Mm-hmm.
They've all started in AEW and they've built themselves up in AEW.
Yeah.
And keep in mind also, we'll go back 3 years before the pandemic started. When you asked about the women division AEW, it was 2 people. It was literally 2 people. It was Britt Baker and Thunder Rosa. And there were a few folks in it, but nobody knew who they were. Right now, you got Julia Hart, Sky Blue, you got Chris Statlander, who's actually doing this weird thing with like Stokely, which honestly I'm kind of curious about because that sounds fun. And then you have like a bunch. Then you got like a bunch of other cats underneath it. You got Timeless Tony Storm, like for the most part they are growing their division the way they're supposed to, but I mean it's slow. Granted, we wanted to be faster, but honestly, it's not like they haven't actually built people in house.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I'm still waiting
in the men's division too.
Yeah. I mean, we can literally say that the one was really built in house was really like Jade Cargill in reality. I mean, really in house because she went straight to the AEW. She didn't wrestle anywhere else. She started in AEW.
Yeah,
and she was house.
She
tried out years ago. I get that, but still, the way how her build, it like her character, who she is, wasn't be. And I'm not blaming. Like I said, I credits given to Tony Khan for building her where she got her, and of course Cody Rhodes too, because Cody Rhodes pushed there as well. I know he did because I know that he fought with Kenny Omega because Kenny Omega is all about, of course, bringing international stars besides American stars. I get that, I respect that, but character is the key in this market, and that's one thing that she got, and it hit. And look how it is going on right now with Timeless Tony Storm. How long have we been waiting for a character? We know how she really is. Okay, yeah, you're kind of like a cool dudester. Okay, cool. But now you're seeing this Monroe version of you, and it's fucking awesome. It's a hit. People's loving it. People are chanting it. What is that meaning? Character. And that is one thing.
Here's the thing. You say that, Ivan. It's so funny because like I've been thinking about this. I'm like, when did AEW's like attendance really start to kind of fall down on their live shows? And part of it is going to the same cities over and over and over again. That is part of it. You can oversaturate a city with your product if you keep going too much, and people aren't going to be interested in going because we've been to fucking 5 of them in 2 years.
Yeah,
but it was when they had characters. It's when Chris Statlander was an alien. It was when the best friends were actually the best friends. It was when Jericho was doing and MJF was doing his thing. It was like when we had characters and we had stories. That was when it was doing really, really well.
Yes, it was. I'm not disregarding that at all. It was because we all know those individuals, of course, from the independent circuit. So we all know who they are and where they came from, of course, from another international market. Like you mentioned, best friends. How they were really known by that? New Japan. That's how they're really known. How they were, Orange Cassidy. Where else? Shikara, and of course the independent circuit. How did that happen? He grew that character in the independent market. So I'm not disregarding what you mentioned. It's just that right now with this American audience wise is for them to kind of like develop them to, hey, you know what? This is something different, new, taste it, like it, love it. And by far we're seeing it. I get it. They're all going to the same places, whatever. There's reason for that. Business side of that we don't know. For me, it is what it is. But so if they come to your town unexpectedly, why the hell not? People want to go. It's just
Orlando. They were sold out last night. That building was sold the fuck out last night.
Mm-hmm.
And they don't go there that often.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's very true. See, they don't go there. Yeah. And I agree with that. So, I mean, I think for me, it's just more the women's side. And the men's side, I mean, we're seeing it develop on each. We're seeing now other talent now given the TV time that they deserve finally.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I think we also have to keep in the fact that this is still a relatively young company.
Well, I mean, yeah, that's why I'm not gonna give a shit on it.
I mean, honestly, we was it before we even expected TNA to be anything. It was like everyone kept saying the same thing. If they make it to 5 years, they might do something. If they make it to 10 years, they might do something. AEW apparently, for some reason, has been given the shortest lifespan of any promotion in wrestling in the history of wrestling.
Yeah, but I'll tell you one thing: it catches everybody's attention. I'll tell you that if
TNA
did the same thing, Phil, with the X division, division title and everything story of how the fuck the WWE didn't bring back the cruiserweight? They brought it back because they saw, oh shit, it's catching attention to the market. Yes, there you go. AEW, like I said, I give credit where their credit's due. They're giving attention where. Bruce would mention earlier they should fucking do a trios belt. Everybody's fucking doing it. Motherfucking just doing it. All elite factions that we're giving clown on, right? And now we're seeing factions more in WWE. We had, of course, Bloodline. Now we're seeing this carrying one. Now we're seeing LWO. Now we're seeing, besides New Day, we're seeing all of this. So it's, like I said, it's on market. It's on market here. For me, can kiss my ass, whatever the fuck he's. I'm sorry.
My point was that AEW needs time to develop, and for some reason,
of course,
you seem that everyone's like literally complaining that they're not doing anything. I'm like, they have not had time. First of all, they basically got started in the middle of a pandemic, and then once they got through that's 3 years of them pretty much only wrestling in one place. And now they're starting to branch out, and now they're starting to learn how to actually build characters.
People don't remember the end of the Attitude Era where WWE had shows just like AEW's having in dark arenas with low lighting, so you can't see the stands.
Mm-hmm.
They had their points where they went through this shit too. This is a phase. It happens. It's professional wrestling. And if people can't realize and understand that, yes, this shit has happened to WWE in the past, then you just need to piss off.
Yeah. That's right. That's right.
Like I said, AEW's only on year 5. They have like I said, they have plenty of time. And honestly, last night pretty much was a really good sign for me.
Oh yes.
Hell yes.
There you go. That's right.
Hell yeah. I love you, Blue.
Love you, my boy Blue. Well, now it's time. Time it is. You know what time it is. Vader, what time is it?
It's time. It's time. It's Vader.
Dynamite. That happened, of course, 24 hours ago. But, of course, heading into that direction, we're heading to the World's End. We're heading there, folks.
Mm-hmm.
So we're not doing the segments, we're doing the matches. So that's what we're doing.
Which is the whole show.
Basically.
I know you're gonna give me shit about. I know. I already know. But I'm gonna mix it all up because I want to save the Continental and of course the main event. I'll save that. The first one I want to do is just the women's one, very quick, of course.
Mm-hmm.
I just gotta say, I am impressed of Sky Blue.
Mm-hmm.
I am impressed of what I'm seeing. And I know Dom mentioned in the chat earlier about it. I am impressed with this woman. She has really developed her in-ring skills more. We noticed that as of late. And not only that, I mean, just that move that she did on fucking Statler, I know because Julia Hart called, distraction. Mm-hmm. I don't give a shit. But that what I give credit where credit's due. Statler took that, and yeah, she lost. I like this. This is I don't know what it kind of reminds me of. I'm trying to think of a fucking movie, but just like these two women as a tag team, like Julia Hart and what is it?
The build of the women's tag team division.
Thank you. Yeah,
Three words. Sisters of Destruction.
Yeah. I love it.
You got Lil Taker, and you got I don't know what the fuck Sky Blue is.
Leo said, I love it. Even Leo says it.
But honestly, I remember a while back, I forget who it was, but somebody was like, why did Sky Blue change from like happy-go-lucky to darkness incarnate? because they're teaming her up with Julia Hart. And honestly,
look what the fuck happened with both of them. You had a cheerleader who didn't do shit. And you had one here that skippity gippity yee, and now is a fucking evil person. I'm with Bruce on this one. And with you, Phil.
Here's an interesting
Women's of Destruction. I love it.
Here's the thing about Julia Hart that I love. Her evolution, honestly, is so pronounced, it's almost kind of freaky. So she was a valet for the Varsity Blondes, right? She eventually turns and joins the House of Black as their valet. She's with them for an extended period of time. Then she starts wrestling. I don't know when it happens, but at some point, Brody becomes her valet for a couple of matches, and now she's wrestling. She's wrestling huge. And now, because she's gotten so great, they've actually decided to pull her out of the House of Black, and now she's her own entity. And that's only that thing about it from an evolutionary standpoint. That's only what, 2 years, 2.5 years that she managed to break out like that. Like,
and you can accredit Malachi Black, Buddy Matthews, and Brody Lee. Yeah,
Brody King. God rest his soul.
Yeah, but that's who got Julia Hart where she is today. Is those three men took her under their wing and said, "Let's go."
Oh yeah, but Dom, I know I said it on the chat too. I said, Nalga Mania running wild. I can't respectfully, women, okay? Because I respect women, of course. Nalga Mania running wild.
He granted he's not wrong.
I must say he's wrong. I'm just trying to make sure. All right?
But no, all in all, this match was very, very a very good, solid match for Dynamite, and I appreciate. Granted, they only get one match and a few segments in the back, but I appreciate that Tony Khan usually sets the women's match up in either the main event or the pre-main event. You know, and he sets it up in that part of the show so it gets seen.
I enjoy, and honestly, going back there, Chris Statlander, I'm really enjoying her comeback. I mean, I do miss Alien Statlander, but honestly, I do enjoy this new Statlander. I think they are right to probably do this thing where she gets a valet, making it Stokely, because he will give her a big boost. But right now, I think, honestly, she's always been a solid wrestler. But I
think she's gonna go heel.
I
kind of see it.
Yeah, I mean, I see her turning on Willow first chance she gets. Yeah.
Lennox, my man, what's going on? Let's see. The House of Black are like Bray Wyatt's character, the Fiend. Everything's good. It can touch into evil, just like Julia Hart is Sky Blue.
Yeah.
I agree with you, Lennox, right there. I may not be right, but damn, sure ain't wrong. You're not wrong. You're not wrong.
I mean, the thing about Sky Blue that freaks me out is that she is so young, which means that she has so much time to get better.
Julia Hart's like fucking 20 years old.
I know, right? So they have so much time to get better. And honestly, I am genuinely, I want to see them in 10 years to see what they do. I don't know where they'll end up, but I want to see them in 10 years because they will probably be monsters.
Yeah.
But I like that. I will definitely keep an eye on them. We all should keep an eye on them because this is something that I'm with you. If this does happen, Bruce called it right here. He called it He said it that, hey, women's tag team division, this is going to happen. So
if nothing else, AEW has decided in 3 years has decided made their women division way more interesting.
Well, one thing is giving the belts to the two women that deserve to have them about damn time, and is building that character. And I'm pretty sure he said on the media call. I haven't heard the media call yet, but you guys could fill me on that. I'm pretty sure he did mention the development and giving them time, and for them to do their storylines and. You're pretty much exposing the character. So did he give him credit for that?
Yeah.
He did, right? Okay.
He praised the whole women's division during the media call for World's End.
Oh
yeah.
He was said to have talked mostly about the women's division.
Okay.
So, and the ROH women's division's been on fucking fire as of late. I know it doesn't get talked about a lot, but dude, It's on fire. ROH is on fucking fire. Jerry Lynn is firing on all cylinders on that show, I have to tell you. He is putting together some damn good shows.
I mean, honestly, all it needs is a TV.
Mm-hmm.
All it really needs is TV.
Yep.
Oh yeah, definitely. I totally agree with that. All right, now we can move on into the classics.
All right.
We'll save, of course, that match, of course, when we get to the predictions. But man, what a way to start the show, right? You had the triple threat starting off the fucking show. Man. Oh my god. This really brought me a fucking amazing. It was really good shit.
Honestly, I don't. I mean, like I said, the Continental Classic right now, every match is not disappointing me, and the finals was even better. Like, truth be told, I thought for some reason I was I was thinking the three of them in a three match just felt gimmicky at some point, and then I watched them work. And first of all, I do recognize the fact that those three are beating the fuck up. And they are beating the fuck up. And the best part is they still gave me one of the best damn matches of the night. Because I mean, Swerve even had a promo about that, talking about he didn't get time to heal and still got his ass whooped. Yeah. So I can only imagine how the other two are. So, and even then, that triple threat match was like that was quality, like genuine quality on that one. I mean, granted, I'm with Grandma Wendy. I would have liked Swerve to win just because it's Swerve. Mm-hmm. But honestly, considering how the rest of the night went, it does make sense for Mox to get ahead.
I mean, you're talking about being beat up. You also got to remember, Jay White just came off of that feud with friggin' MJF and just had that huge title match. And right after that, the Continental Classic friggin' started, and then he went into this brutal fucking G1 style tournament. Mm-hmm. You know, a mini G1 tournament, like wrestling every week, and man, they're beat up. That match was hard hitting, it was brutal. I'm like you, Phil. Like I understand. Like now that I see the whole picture, why they had the winner that they had, but I was like, oh man, really.
I mean, it makes sense, but we're gonna save that one to get to the predictions. But I really enjoyed the first opening matchup. All three of them did fantastic. I think it was fucking awesome. And now we get into the other one, the unexpected one, which we saw. Unexpectedly. I'm trying to remember. Like I was going back into the classic. Why is not Brody King is not involved in this shit? If he had the same score, but then I realized because it's a win, I guess. That Brian had over, and it's kind of like the G1.
Are we on the Kingston? So
yeah.
The funny thing I love about the Kingston thing is we watched it, and I don't know who booked it. I don't know if it was him or everyone else, but they deliberately basically went. We're all saying the same thing. Why in the hell is he giving up his title for this? And then it's like the next 2 weeks, it's like he's losing and not even going to be in the final part of it. And like a good story, he pulls himself from the ashes to get into the finals.
Well, he's got that underdog persona going now. Like he's got that I'm a piece of shit and no one wants me around, but I'm just gonna keep digging myself out of the gutter.
Yeah,
I
mean, that's a good storyline, and I gotta tell you, I'm like going, oh, that's why he gave it the New Japan Strong Belt. Okay. Mm-hmm. So, and honestly, I'm not gonna lie. If he wins, we'll talk about that later. If he does, I will get a little misty. I'm like, God damn, that's a good story. That's a good storyline right there. But truth be told, going back to the triple threat match, I kind of feel like even though they lost, I think Mox did a pretty good job of putting the both of them over.
Mm-hmm.
Because I think Mox did a really good job. Like granted, he was in it, but for the most part, every interaction that Swerve and Jay White had was with Mox, and every move, like it really mattered. And it felt like something like, I think the number of almost false pins that almost kept happening on Mox and a few other people made it work. So I actually think them losing doesn't do anything to themselves.
Mm-mm.
So that was the one thing I was really happy about because I didn't want Mox to win and like those two end up having their momentum get lost because of the loss in Continental.
Okay.
And truth be told, with Daniel Bryan, he could lose and it does nothing but make he's still great. And I ain't gonna lie to you, the eye patch is a good move. I know he probably needs it, but that eye patch is a good move.
He's bringing back his ROH gimmick where he wore it.
There you go.
That's a legitimately good move because I'm like, oh, that's a So I'm just enjoying that persona right now.
Okay.
So why it never showed up in WWE, I will never understand it.
All right. Bruce, any thoughts on the Bryan and Eddie Kingston?
Yeah, shit was fucking brutal. Just as expected. It was just a fucking. I'm just gonna chop the shit out of you and punch you in the face. Like it was everything that I expected. It was. I don't know. I guess I kind of figured Kingston was gonna win. Like I don't know. I yeah. Because I know Brian's gone on record saying he doesn't want any titles. He doesn't want to hold any titles. He doesn't want to win it. He just wants to go out and have amazing matches to finish his career. Well, guess what? You just finished an amazing story where Eddie Kingston had never beaten you, and you put the man fucking over the moon in the Continental Classic Finals.
Yep.
Exactly what Bryan Danielson is wanting to do.
Mm-hmm. I mean, we always make the comment that Bryan is like he's a wrestler's wrestler.
Mm-hmm.
He just wants to wrestle. I mean, it is an interesting phenomenon for him. He just likes wrestling.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, very, very true. Now, the main event of what happened in, of course, Dynamite, which I know, Bruce, I know you're going to feel it right now.
I'm going to let Bruce have this one.
Oh, I know. I me too. I'm not going to say anything. I'm going to let Bruce. The only thing I can say is, all I know is that I got to look. Yeah, Bruce was fucking mad. I'm pretty sure he was.
Hey, yo, what the fuck?
I'm pretty sure you were. Tell me that you were mad about that.
That was me.
I guarantee
it was a little worse. It was a little worse. I was throwing shit. I'm not gonna lie. I did throw a couple things. I'm not saying how heavy they were, and I'm not saying if anything got broken, but stuff was thrown this morning when I watched Dynamite. This is a travesty to professional wrestling. I think Tony Khan's head should be on a spike. I don't think that this should have ever happened. MJF is the greatest champion and the greatest thing that's ever happened to this company. And for him to strip him of a title for two masked buffoons is not even credible in my book. Like Phil's laughing. I'm dead ass. Like this is bullshit. And then Joe turning his back on MJF like you fucking crazy. You told him to hold your pocket, and now you're gonna beat him with a fucking chair, you piece of shit. Go back to playing fucking Sweet Tooth. No one wants you in AEW anyways.
Love it. My opinion.
I don't care about your opinion. It doesn't matter.
Anyway, honestly, first of all, him having the ROH title and defending it one too many times by himself diminishes that title. It does. As great as he has been with it, it diminishes it when pretty much the match have always been handicapped.
He wasn't supposed to defend it on his own. That piece of shit Joe fucking lied.
There is that too.
There is that.
The other thing is the thing in that match, however, that does get me is Joe, for World's End, Joe had to be the heel.
Absolutely.
So he had to. So he had to go. So even if, because I'm not gonna lie to you, I literally said, "Are we sure the devil's not Samoa Joe?" And everyone when I was watching, people were like, "Have you seen the size of Joe?" Either way, Joe had to be the heel for that particular situation because MJF. I do not understand how this MJF redemption storyline, because that's what I call it, going back to Adam Cole is working out, but for some reason. For almost was it 6 months? I call it the redemption storyline for MJF. It has not disappointed once, and Joe snapping on him is perfect. Because I don't care what anyone says. I have never trusted Joe not to snap on somebody.
I don't like your attitude.
So-
So I there was a premonition. You can play it if you want, Ivan.
Okay,
that
Matt Hardy, there's a premonition.
Wonderful. that I had said a few months back when this all started, and I brought up the word dynasty.
Mm-hmm.
Well, there was a picture on X, and it was from someone. It wasn't like a random fan. It was some like news guy, and it was said something about MJF, and it showed the two mystery guys holding the tag titles over MJF on the ground. And guess who responded to said picture? None other than Alexander Hammerstone, and he says the three of us haven't been in a ring together in a long time.
Mm-hmm.
So are we seeing that? Are we seeing the future right now for that one?
It looks like it is, right? That's what it sounds like to me. Go ahead, Bruce.
So I don't think MJF is the devil. I still think Adam Cole is the devil. And I think the two masked men was actually Red Dragon.
Okay.
That's actually
I think that it was Red Dragon, and I think Holiday and Hammerstone are going to come in and join MJF in the fight against those three.
Okay,
I like that.
Here's my question though.
I don't What's up?
I don't know.
How can Roddy put on the devil's outfit with that collar around his neck? You know his neck is still hurt.
It wasn't Roddy. It's been Adam the whole time.
Oh God, no.
I wanted to discuss here today. Adam! And
Honestly, at this point, that is the only thing that would make sense.
And I hate to say it, but that's the hottest thing that is going for Roderick Strong right now was him. Renee!
But here's the thing. I like how he does it with everybody now.
Yeah.
He doesn't just do it with Adam. He does it with everybody.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
He does.
Yeah.
So so this is an interesting, but either way, this is an interesting storyline with the devil because it really is kind of one of those weird. Yeah, like I said, it's going on for 6 months, and the ups and downs of MJF, or shall we call it the trials and tribulations of MJF's life in wrestling. Right now, it's been some of the most amusing stuff I have ever seen.
And not only
His
that,
life
but
isn't
everybody's confusing. Everybody's comparing the one that MG's finisher. I don't know if you guys saw it on social media.
The Heat Seeker.
Yeah, with Adam Cole doing it at NXT. I'm like, okay. I mean, I'm going with Bruce on this one. If that's the case, I wouldn't mind seeing that Dynasty versus, of course, Undisputed. That's going to be a hell of a match if that does happen. I mean, this is going to be a long way unless they're really, really, really fucking us over saying, oh, no, he's not really hurt. Maybe he is, but not really. He's probably already ready to go.
Oh, my God. Oh, my. Hey. What if it's the Bucks and Cole?
That's what oh my God, yes.
What if it's the Bucks and Cole?
I remember I said I thought it was Bucks and Hangman, but I wouldn't mind seeing that either. I wouldn't mind seeing
because here's the thing, they just kind of went their own separate ways.
Mm-hmm.
But since Kenny split off and they fought with Kenny and they're supposed to be starting a new heel faction, who better to start a new heel faction with than their best friend Adam Cole?
That's true.
Yeah.
If you're gonna lose Kenny Omega, who are you gonna replace him with? Adam fucking Cole.
Mm-hmm.
That's true.
Or Kevin fucking Steen.
Yeah.
Or even Sammy fucking Zayn. No, I'm just kidding.
Now you're just trying to piss people off.
Sammy Zayn. What? Lennox said, I'm still shocked that Samoa Joe turning on MJF during the last episode of Dynamite, but it could be Adam Cole as the devil while he's recovering. That too, I think that could be the case. But like how Bruce said, they could be the RA's tag team champions, maybe so. But of course, we know this. Honestly, but I'm with you, Bruce. because it would have made it obvious to say if they would have dressed like that, right? It would have been too fucking obvious that it was them because their size and the way how they wrestle. Compared to these two guys, you can't really tell. So it does make sense where you're going with it, Bruce. But go ahead. My apologies. I interrupted.
No, I'm good. I'm good. Have at it.
Yeah.
I'm ready. I've already freaking went at Pepsi Phil. I'm ready, Ivan.
Oh, you ready? Now it's time. Now it's time for the prediction of this show. Of course, it's time for the prediction.
Oh, thank God you blocked out Pepsi Phil's face.
Yeah, he'll come back right now. He'll come back.
I'm still here now.
Wonderful. Predictions, yes. For AEW World 10, of course, we do have the total of 10 matches by far. I don't know if they announced any more. You have 2 pre on the show, and the rest, of course, on the main card. So you have 2 of the pre. So we're going to talk about the pre's very quick. You guys could break it down. I really don't have any much to really discuss about it, but might as well. We got 2 matches in the pre-show. We do have, of course, a 20-man battle royal. The winner of that gets a TNT title shot at any time, anywhere. And you have the FTW Championship on the line, FTW rules, which I don't know still where you talking the ECW rules that you're talking about. I wish Dom was here to break that down to us. Most likely it could be that case. Of course, Hook defending that FTW title versus Wheeler Yuta. So we finally get to see these men, go at it. So break it down. I'll take it to you, Pepsi Phil. On these 2, who do you got on the Battle Royal and who do you got on this FTW?
For the FTW match, I feel like we'll finally get to see Hook wrestle. Like actually wrestle. Like not like play around like he did with I forget what the guys are from the JAS, but like actually wrestle. Like Yuta's hardcore. Like wrestling or not, he's not going to do a match where he just puts somebody over just for the hell of it. So I'm curious.
Your wife.
Yeah, he will. But FTW wise, I mean, it doesn't serve Yuta to win that belt at all.
No, not at all.
Yeah, it's mostly just. I mean, if it's a good training match for you, I think Hook will win, but I think it'll probably hopefully be Hook's best showing as a wrestler. Because right now he still has not impressed me with what he can do in the ring, other than throw people around in suplexes.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
For the 20-man battle royal, my level of not caring can't be measured.
Oh my God, I've got the perfect storyline. It's gold.
Okay.
So here we go. Hook's gonna beat Yuta.
Yeah.
He's not dropping the FTW title. It's not happening. And like Pepsi Phil said, I think Hook's actually gonna have a wrestling match. I want to see him do suplexes. I want to see power bombs. I want to see some crazy fucking shit.
Mm-hmm.
Like I want him to pull out some new suplexes, some new moves. Like it's time for him to start breaking out of that mold and start going. Like the shine is starting to wear off the new toy. And that new toy is Hook, and everyone's kind of getting used to the eat, sleep, suplex, and eat, suplex, and sleep routine that he has. Because that's what he does. He goes out there, he eats his potato chips, he throws some suplexes and puts you to sleep, and then goes home. That's been his matches. So I'm looking forward to him hopefully having a good, solid, real wrestling match. Now, as far as the Battle Royal goes, hear me out on this shit.
I want to hear this.
And this plays into the main card, so maybe we could go to the TNT title match after this.
Okay.
Can we do that, Ivan? Are you okay?
Yes. Wait, but this is the man's battle royal. Orange Cassidy's not fighting in World Ends.
Listen, it's for a TNT title shot, correct?
Yes, it is.
Nick Wayne will win. Nick Wayne will win the 20-man battle royal. This will be Nick Wayne's coming out party. This is his. Nick Wayne comes away with the win. Yes. Now, can we move into the TNT title match, Ivan?
Do you want to do that now? Okay.
Oh, yeah.
All right. Fuck it. Then. I was going to save it, but all right.
We can't. We can't now.
Okay, because it makes fucking sense. All right. Well, before Man, I can't wait to hear what the hell Bruce got to say. That's for sure. I'm waiting. Hold on, let me just type in the name because I was doing it. I was going.
Oh, my
Okay, no, you're good. You're good. You're good. You're good. All right. All right. TNT. Fuck it. Let's go with the TNT belt. All right, Bruce, break it down.
Yes.
Break it down for us. I want to hear this.
So we have Nick Wayne winning the 20-man battle royal, and then we go into his father facing his former best friend in a no-holds-barred, no DQ TNT title match. And here is where Killswitch, aka Luchasaurus, turns on Christian Cage and costs him the TNT title. This is where Nick Wayne, winning the battle royal, comes into bringing the TNT title back.
Oh, that's yeah.
His hands back on the title. Nick Wayne will upset Adam Copeland for the TNT title with the help of Christian Cage, in which Christian Cage will take the title from Nick Wayne on a Dynamite in a finger poke of doom style match. God damn it, let me write this shit.
Oh my!
Yeah, we can always go back to the thing where Nick Wayne wins it, and Christian just says it's my belt anyway. So
I'm sorry, but Bruce, what he said is fucking
Such good shit.
That's actually
yes.
Yes.
Yes. So my pick in this is Adam Copeland for the win.
I swear if that does happen, I'm gonna lose it. I'll be like, I'm gonna fucking lose it because Bruce is fucking calling it. There's two things he's already calling already now. Oh shit.
Are we doing the TNT championship now?
Yes.
Yeah, I mean we're doing it.
Yes, we're here.
All right,
It
if we're
makes sense
doing
why he's doing it. It makes sense. Go ahead.
so, I mean, I think Christian's gonna win. And I think what ends up happening is someone does turn on Christian, and I think his son betrays him.
Which one?
Nick Wayne.
No.
I think Nick Wayne. I think we get an evolution style turn. Where remember when Randy got the shot at the belt? Oh no, Batista got the chance and won the championships, and they're trying to push him off on something else. And Nick Wayne's like, nope, I want yours. And then that's where we have our little thing. And I think that's where you get the Hottie McWayne turn against him. And then I think that's where, was it Killswitch? Yeah, Killswitch also turns against him, and Christian's left alone, lying in the ring, out cold.
Okay.
But in the end, technically Christian wins the match, but he ends up getting screwed over, if not the next Dynamite, then at least a couple of days after.
So you're saying the opposite, pretty much, is what you're saying.
Yeah.
Those can happen too. That could happen because we could see let's say Christian wins, right? And let's say he does win. Next thing you know, Nick Wayne comes and cashes in, I guess, his title shot at the same night. His mom hits Christian, of course, with the chair. Edge spears Christian, and then he'd be like, oh, well, here's a comeback. And then Nick Wayne goes and pins him, and then that's it. He walks out with the belt. Yeah. That could be another scenario too, but I like both.
The only question I have is that the Patriarch storyline is so strong right now. Like, the whole thing is
That's why mine makes more sense, because she gets to play the Patriarch a little bit longer. Asshole.
I love it.
But honestly, the thing is, on the other hand, it's so strong. There may not be a face turn. It may just be them screwing around and Christian doing mind games and convincing Nick Wayne he don't want the belt.
That's why when Nick Wayne takes it off Copeland, he puts Nick Wayne in a match with himself and tells Nick Wayne to lay down, and then Christian pins him and wins his title back. That's how he gets his title back.
I don't know.
But it's also, in the same sense, a pretty damn big rub for Nick Wayne that he could use, and it would work.
Yeah,
it would really work.
It would.
It will actually work. I think it will actually work.
I'm gonna take a side note right now, and can we talk about the fact that this storyline right now proves exactly how underrated Christian is?
I've always known that.
I know.
We know that already. See, we can even go back to the TNA.
Well, I'm not.
days.
Well,
TNA.
I'm talking to the audience, not you, Bruce. because honestly, here's the thing: when it was Edge and Christian kind of got WWE made a point of like kind of overshadowing him with Edge. He ended up leaving. And his TNA run, which I still think is some of the best stuff he's done until this right here. Which honestly, that man, he's a damn menace. I think we had a joke on the TRWT thread where we basically just like he's like a villain from a Lifetime movie that ends up killing, like he's the stepdad that comes in and kills your mom, and it's up to the kids to find out how he did it.
Now, like it's hard for me to fathom WWE doesn't realize how bad they dropped the ball on this man. Here's the thing: they had him tag team doing great, fired him. He went to TNA, made a name for himself as a world champion, came back. They fucking buried him. He got hurt, had to retire, got cleared, came back at the Royal Rumble with Edge, big moment, and then just let him walk away. And now here he is again at another company, completely killing it.
Booking right
has dropped.
That
and
is
who's to say a former WWE star isn't successful in AEW?
Yeah,
I mean, I'm with you on that because the fact that Christian left, he became a champion in Impact, the TNA, excuse me. He made awesome matches he had out there, great storylines he had out there. Went back, went to fucking ECW, pretty much the developmental program.
If I'm not mistaken, he is a Grand Slam WWE champion. He
is.
Yes, technically yes, but because the world heavyweight champion. But how long did they give him that belt? How long did they?
2 weeks.
2 weeks.
Yeah.
Fucking kidding me? Because this man right here,
aggression.
what he didn't see on this man is that supposedly, but you fucked up. Fucking.
I mean, truth be told, the turtleneck I think is probably the greatest ring gear I've ever seen on the wrestling.
I love it.
I
love it.
That turtleneck. When you wouldn't go, how is he a villain? He's got a turtleneck on.
He reminds me of that uncle that comes to the family reunion that no one wants there, but all the teenage kids love having him around because he sneaks beer to them and smokes weed with them. He's like that cool uncle that all the young kids like and the parents can't stand.
Yeah,
kind of like a Kenny Powers.
Yes.
Yeah,
he's like the Kenny Powers,
Which is why we get to your point. But honestly, as much as I love Adam Copeland, I don't think he should win. Like, part of me does not think he should win this. I mean, he's great and all, and I understand the nostalgia of having those two fight each other. But I mean, if I'm just doing a normal booking and I put WWE aside, and from a booking standpoint, Christian has been holding it down for God only knows how long, and Adam Copeland just came in, and he's bringing what he's got with him. But at the same time, I'm gonna ride that Christian train as long until the wheels fall off.
Like I said, if Tony does what I said, he can keep riding the Christian train, but give a rub to a young star.
Yeah,
while giving Copeland and who knows, this could be like a Money in the Bank situation with his TNT title shot. Like he could have Killswitch go out there and have a TNT title match with Copeland and beat the fucking tar out of him, and then Nick Wayne cashes in and takes the fucking title.
Yeah. I mean, we'll see.
Listen to what I say, Tony. Listen to me.
You hear him out, Tony Khan.
God damn, man.
I mean, honestly, this right now, I'm just, like I said, I am enjoying Christian in this mode. I mean, he's just, like he said, he's genuinely enjoyable. Like I said, don't get me wrong. Adam Copeland is Adam Copeland, and he's got his thing. But honestly, Christian spent time building this person up. And it was a little awkward until he finally figured out his rhythm. And honestly, I don't want to see it end. Like, I can't even remember her name. I keep calling her Hottie McWayne, and that is not that woman's name. That is not that woman's name. Forgive me. But honestly, the point where he was like, tried to tell Kill Switch to hit that woman with a chair, and I'm sitting there going, "Well, this is where it goes all downhill," and they salvaged it. And you're sitting there just going, "Well, Christian done did it again." So at this point, I just want to see how far Christian can go.
Well, I mean, we're gonna have to wait to see how this match turns out. But I do love the prediction. I love how both of you guys said it. I'm gonna for sure be paying attention to that. Will be shocked if this actually be the first match which we don't know what's gonna be the first match, but I'll be in shock that that's actually the first match.
I think this will be a legitimate first match.
There's a lot of matches that has potential to be the first matchup because there's stories into it. I know a couple of them were just last minute stories that were just added yesterday from Dynamite, but this one to open the show could be maybe, but I wouldn't mind it, to be honest. I think why not? Them opening the show and making it brutal.
It is the TV title, so say what you will.
Yeah, that's true.
It's the TV title, so that's what they used to do in NWA.
This isn't NWA, Phil. This is AEW. Get over yourself.
I'm talking old NWA. Fuck. It's old NWA.
Fuck.
Let's fucking go.
Back when Cowboy Bob Orton still had a broken arm, goddammit.
He had that for 15 years of his career.
That's not his fault. That's an injury. That was an injury that PT couldn't fix.
I think that thing's still fucking broken.
Oh,
I'm over the Hall of Fame. Thank God.
He still has it. Yeah, he still does.
Still has it.
All right.
What's next?
Yeah.
All right. So we're gonna take it. Speaking of TVs and storylines, here's one right here. Of course, Miro. Of course, the announcement was made on Dynamite that Miro opened a challenge to Andrade El Idolo, and El Idolo has accepted. And of course, CJ Perry, included prayers to her, speaking recovery right now for her finger infection. Yeah. We know she ain't gonna be there. I hope not. She shouldn't be there because she had surgery. But this is I guess we're getting the match we wanted to see now. This is the beginning of now seeing CJ being the manager of Andrade, and then we're now seeing it, Miro and Andrade. So Pepsi Phil, who do you got on this one? Who do you got winning this matchup?
It's rough, man. I want Andrade to win. I'm not sure if that's a good booking move because that's subjective. I love Miro, but honestly, he's been
What the fuck is your problem?
Tell him, Bruce.
He says Miro and he starts laughing. Like show me where he tickles. Like show me where he tickled you on the doll.
I like Andrade, and Miro I think is great, but I think this is Andrade's time for this one. Like you said, he came back to Continental and he looked great, even though he had lost. But honestly, I don't really see a reason Miro should win this match.
High class.
Okay. I see. I've got a different perspective on this storyline. Obviously, behind the scene wise, Miro likes working with his wife, likes to have her as his manager and stuff like that. We've seen the fucking Total Divas and shit like that. I see this being kind of a Sheamus and Cesaro storyline, where they just beat the shit out of each other for like 2 months straight, and then just decide, and Perry just finally like says, "Hey, dumbasses, smarten up," and they become a fucking team, whether it be a tag team or they bring someone else in and they're a trio, or they're just two singles wrestlers in a small faction with CJ Perry as their manager. The pairing of these two guys, their gimmicks and everything are like complete fucking opposites, but I think the Redeemer could like the Redeemer and his God and all of that could actually play pretty well. And I think Andrade could play with that. I think he could play off of that, and I think they could kind of run that way. My heart is saying pick Miro, because I'm a huge fucking Miro fan. Fucking Andrade's been on fire. He just had an amazing showing in the Continental Classic. Fuck it, I'm going with Miro.
And said, I'm just thinking about Miro and CJ are involved in a cut-free storyline. Yep. I mean, yeah.
If we can say goodbye to those forever, I'd be happy.
Yes, and then Lennox saying Adam Cole to be Christian, become TNT champion, and Andrade is my pick to beat Miro. Okay, Lennox.
Yeah, that's
this one. I mean, this one I would say. I like your idea though, Bruce. That's not a bad idea to actually have CJ to come in together and say, you know what? What about if it ends up a draw, double count out, no winner because CJ. Let's say she does shows up. Let's say she does.
That could be the beginning of that long back and forth seven match series type style.
Yep.
To see who's the bigger fucking badass.
Yep.
And that's when they come together. That's because I mean, essentially, that is the Bar's storyline. That is Claudio and Sheamus' story.
I agree, and I think that it will actually help both of them, to be honest, because it'll give at least that that level that we wanted to see. I know we've known them as individual, of course, singles competitors, but seeing them in that, as a tag team will be like, it'll be interesting to see.
I mean, honestly, the big thing is both of them, they need a rivalry. That's what they
have them going after the tag team belts. Fuck it, if they can be a tag team.
Oh, no, having them go against each other is the rivalry they both need.
Of course, yeah. But like how Bruce said, like have them have that 7-man series, and let's say nothing happens, to CJ comes and say, you know what, I'd rather have you guys be tag teams.
Yeah,
I wouldn't mind that because we saw this with unexpectedly with Ricky Starks and Big Bill. Why the hell we can't have these two unexpectedly just team up?
I mean, having them beat Big Bill and Ricky, I got no problem with that. If later on down the road that's what happens,
yeah,
because they would be honestly, I think they would be they'd be fun tag team champions. I think, weird, but definitely a fun tag team champion.
Yeah. I mean, we're gonna have to wait and see how that's gonna turn out to be. We'll definitely have to wait and see. All right, what do we got next here? So we got the AEW TBS Championship. Of course, Julia Hart versus Abaddon. Of course, man, the female version of the Undertaker. I can say the Women of Destruction, right here. How Pepsi Phil said it. Yes, versus Abaddon, which is I'm happy for Abaddon. At least she's getting the time that she's getting her TV time. She finally, she came back. Of course, redid herself. Of course, I'm not saying that like her character, but it's the same, but different look. Of course, she looks different now. It's more of now we get to see more of Abaddon.
She's been in the gym and pretty much bulked up nicely.
Oh yeah, she did. Yeah, I mean, seeing her matches and collisions, she's bulked up, and then seeing shout out to her and Thunder Rosa having a good tag match. Good to see Thunder back too in the ring. Can't wait to see what's going to build the next build up for her too. Now that she's fully back, so I'm looking forward to see how they're going to build her up. But we're talking about this match right here. This one right here is like. Yeah, I know that people are gonna give me shit about it, but it kind of reminds me of the Undertaker and Mankind type of style. If you guys recall, in your house, back and went back to the
boiler room brawl.
Yes. You read my mind. You see, the high class reads my mind right here. Yes, and I don't see. I think this match is still gonna. Reviver's gonna continue. I still see Julia winning, but I think. It's going to be a close upset. And I think this is the time for Julia to be like, nah, fuck this. I need to beat the living crap out of her, beat the shit out of her. So give me another matchup, like a boiler room. We'll probably see that down the line. I wouldn't mind this Viber to continue because it helps both women and it gives gives them that TV time that Tony Khan said on the media call. So, high class, what do you got, my brother?
Dude, like I could spin every match into a story on this.
I know you can. That's why seriously. I fucking love you.
Here's the thing. Julia Hart's obviously gonna win the title. But what if this leads to Abaddon joining her and Sky Blue? I mean, she fits perfect. And then you literally have your female version of the House of Black. Because you've got your three. Just saying, I think it would be a good fit, but I do see Julia Hart with the win, and what's going to be a great match, and I think it's going to be huge for Abaddon being on a main pay-per-view finally.
That's very true. Pepsi Phil.
Obviously, Julia Hart's going to win this one. I hadn't thought about it, but yeah, having Abaddon join the faction between Julia and Sky Blue would be really nice. I mean, you say House of Black, I was thinking Ministry.
That's been done.
Yeah, I know. But her having her run it would be interesting to see how she does it. But I don't know if I don't know if that's what we'd see. But honestly, I'm just happy to see Abaddon get some real TV time. I think she's got a great look just because she does not look like every other women's wrestler they had.
Sure, she does. Haven't you ever watched friggin' Stardom?
Stardom, she's great at. I'm talking about America. I'm talking North America. In Stardom, I'm just like, oh look, it's just a regular walk by.
Look, she wrestles here too. She looks like the other girl in the last match.
Because honestly, the reason I love Abaddon is because of the fact that she does not seem like the regular North American women's wrestlers. And I think that's a really good hook for a lot of people who pretty much are just like, oh, you have to be like some blonde bombshell or whatever they want to use the term for. And you got Abaddon, who honestly is just, aside from the fact that she's non-binary, she's also, I have seen her in interviews and she sells that gimmick better than Taker does. Because she goes all in, and there's never a point when she's in front of a camera that she is off. Because I saw her on Hey EW or Hey You, and honestly, she did not. Yeah, she did not break character at one moment in any way, shape, or form. And I mean, and that's the thing I love about her. So having her, I mean, my concern is that if she loses to Julia Hart, she's going to go back into the wastelands of like being blank and not having anyone to fight.
And I think that's why she goes with Julia Hart and Sky Blue after to keep her relevant on TV.
Yeah.
I mean,
Abaddon, in my opinion, Abaddon is what WWE wants Shotzi Blackheart to be.
I think honestly,
yes.
If let's say Abaddon was a free agent prior back then, I think she could have been, of course, God rest his soul, Bray Wyatt,
Sister Abigail.
Yeah.
Sister Abigail, yeah.
She would have been perfect on that. And man, she would have pulled it off. She would have fucking pulled it off. Like, oh my God. Look, like I said, I know Alexa, you're pregnant, you're maternity leave, but if I compare that, I'm sorry, Alexa, I'm choosing Abaddon all day because that woman would have fucking nailed it in that story. And it would have got us going.
Just imagine seeing her whispering in Bray's ear while he's in a rocking chair.
Oh my God.
And directing him what to do. Oh my
exactly.
God.
And honestly, the work she's put into this character. I mean, I know she got hurt, and I mean she dislocated her collarbone.
Yeah,
which is part of the reason why she ended up getting back in the gym and like why she looks great now. But she really does. I think they really do have an opportunity right here to really redefine and, like you said, bring in that Stardom crazy, like non-traditional looking women wrestler because she would fit the bill.
You need one.
Yeah.
Yeah, and shit. Speaking of fucking ministry, I wouldn't even mind. Let's say down the line, let's say this rivalry continues, and the next thing you know, you're gonna have Abaddon joining Sky Blue and Julia Hart. Then you have your ministry right there, and then you go fucking go with it. Then, next thing you know, we're gonna see instead of the women's tag team titles for AEW, will be the women's trio.
Yeah.
Trios titles for everybody.
There you go.
Honestly, I would be happy. I would be happy with a real women's faction. Now, I don't even need a trios title. I just want to see a real women's faction. Like, I mean,
we've seen it, Phil. But the thing is, the difference of this one is they're not
Have we seen it? Have we though? Have we though? Really?
Not in AEW. We haven't.
Just we only had Cargill and the Baddies, that's it. But those were
wasn't even nothing. That wasn't even a faction. That was just Jade Cargill bossing around a bunch of women.
Yeah, that was not a faction. And truth be told, if I can go back further for a real women's faction, I mean, yeah, we can go WWE. But honestly, the Beautiful People is probably my favorite women's faction of the era.
I totally
just
agree.
because they were genuinely a faction of wrestling women.
Let's shout out to Nick earlier here from
Yeah.
Ring Fanatics podcast.
That'd be
Hell
nice.
yeah.
Yeah.
And dude, the Outcasts weren't they consider themselves a faction, but they weren't around long enough to be
No,
considered a
they
real.
weren't.
You
Nah,
gotta be
they
around
fucking-
for some time. You
Yeah.
gotta put some time in it.
Yeah.
And
You
I'm
truth,
with you
know?
on that.
and truth be told, they were only a faction because they just came from the same place.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
So
Yeah.
I'm with you on that.
So, So I actually think Abaddon joining them would be a real faction.
It'll be a fucking badass. Why not? And then from there, going not only just to AEW, but
And
also
true-
Ring of Honor,
and make
Ring
it-
of
and make-
Honor, and Cause Chaos, and then have all these women's now teaming up.
and
There,
make-
you get your 1 hour show. How Bruce mentioned earlier about there you fucking go.
And if you get Julia Hart as the mouthpiece for that group, I think
That's all you need. You don't need Sky Blue shouldn't say shit or Abaddon, which she doesn't really speak. So there you go. So why the hell not? I wouldn't mind
Just-
seeing
Put a pause on the House of Black, but what if those three women do get together and they join the Righteous?
Oh,
No Jake the Snake, no Lance Archer. You get the Righteous and these three women. As
I like that. I love that. I
it's just a
love that.
thought. It's just a thought.
Yeah. See? Fucking Bruce, man. We took time off and he's fucking nailing it already. Jesus.
Already.
Good shit, damn it. It's good shit. That's good shit. That's right. Yeah.
Hagerstown's finest.
That's why he is the Salt of the Earth of podcast for that reason. That's right. There we go.
Who else we got?
We got the 8-man tag team. Of course, that was announced on Dynamite because it happened last minute since Kenny Omega's out because of the condition he has, and of course, speedy recovery. Wishing Kenny Omega. I in my head, I was like, why didn't it bring Kota Ibushi in this to have that happen? But I guess not. So this makes more of a sense.
Because Kenny is not there. That is
what he's fucking signed. Might as well just use him. You have him fucking signed. Might as well use him. And right here is okay. So we saw the return, of course, Sammy Guevara on Dynamite. Of course, we saw Don Callis and family, with the portraits, and then they showed his, Sammy. Sammy didn't like it. You didn't call me, man. Why did you call me? You didn't even nothing. I didn't even get your present. And then that's when the whole bang happened. Jericho come out, make the save. Then we see, of course, Bill, Big Bill and Ricky Starks. And then, of course, we do get Darby Allin and it's Sting. I need to get that Tony Schiavone. I need to get that. I'll probably will get it next week. But yes, that, and then we got official. It's announced 8-man tag team matchup. Darby Allin, Sammy Guevara, Sting, and the Good Joke, the Tom Brady of professional wrestling. That's right, the greatest Jericho of all time. I don't care what anybody says. He is the greatest Jericho of all time in the Tom Brady professional wrestling. Versus Big Bill, Ricky Starks, and of course the Don Callis family, which is Cal Fletcher and Powerwall Will Hobbs. Pepsi Phil, who do you got on this one?
I'm gonna pass this one to Bruce because the only thing I care about in this match is Sting being healthy enough to retire.
Oh God!
I understand why Sammy came back, why they quote unquote hugged it out. I'm not gonna lie, this is probably the one I'll probably go either make dinner or use for my bathroom breaks.
Whoa!
Honestly, I don't feel this. I don't feel the story at all. With Kenny being out, I understand Sammy's supposed to come in and do something about it, but I feel like they overloaded this thing just because of Kenny's being out, and unfortunately, the overload made me not care. I didn't even know Hobbs was still in AEW.
What? What?
I knew he was.
What?
Here's the thing about Hobbs that I enjoy.
What?
Every time I see him, hold on. What? Every time I see him show up, I already go, oh shit, Hobbs is still there. Damn. Like they have so underutilized that man in something that I'm literally. I sit there and I am genuinely surprised to see him when he comes out. I'm like, oh shit, yeah, Hobbs is still there.
Oh my god! So
is that how they feel when you walk in the office at work? Oh shit, he still works here.
Say what you will, sir. What's the like? What is the last strong storyline Hobbs has had? It was
this one. When he beat the living hell out of Chris Jericho.
I like.
And what's the resolution to that? They're still doing this. There isn't a resolution.
Oh, but you pretty much busted this right now.
I'm here to tell you right now, we don't care.
Let me tell you.
We don't care.
Jerry.
That's what you busted right there.
I mean, as much as I know I said I didn't want to talk about it, I guess I am at this point. It's just.
I mean, Bruce is calling you out on that. I mean, High Class is calling you. What do you expect?
Yeah, I mean, this was not a match. This feels like a consolation prize for the loss of Kenny.
Oh, damn.
It does. I'm sorry. It just feels like a consolation prize. Truth be told, I'd have just been happy if this match didn't happen.
Wow. Oh, bro. High Class, the floor is yours in this one.
I'm gonna pass to you because I've got no comments. I don't care.
See?
Honestly, look, they didn't need to have Sammy Guevara turn face. He needed to stay in the Don Callis family. I understand why they did what they did. It was rushed. It was stupid.
Mm-hmm.
Easily, like you said, could have pulled in Kota Ibushi. Jericho could have got someone else, or hell, Jericho could have went in and they could have booked some sort of fucking stupid stipulation match with the Don Callis family where if he loses to Hobbs or if he loses to Fletcher or someone, they lose their tag title shot, and then give the tag title shot to the Don Callis family.
Mm-hmm.
Why not? Chris Jericho does not need the fucking tag team titles.
I mean, I really, it's a yes or no for me. I'm with you what you're saying about they don't need the titles. I think let's say if Omega did not get sick, let's say it was fine. Let's say this match would have officially happened. I still felt it would have been. I would have chosen Ricky and Big Bill to win. Because I feel like that story's going to continue. And then they're going to win it back. They're going to win it at Revolution, Kenny Omega and Jericho. And then from there, you get the Young Bucks coming back. They're already official heel, attack Kenny Omega and Jericho. And then they're going after for those tag team belts. Then that's what I felt that story. Maybe they were heading that direction to that story. Maybe so. Or maybe adding like a triple threat to it. Like maybe add a FTR to it or add a four-way. Add, of course, Big Bill and Ricky Starks. Maybe that could have been the direction that we're heading to. We don't know. But I feel like let's say the match would have continued. If it would have happened, I would have picked Ricky Starks and Big Bill because that would be a big upset for them to end the year. Hell yeah, we ended the year beating two of the highest stars in AEW. Fine, and then start the fresh year and then give them a second chance to go for those belts and making those belts again, relevant again. Because we haven't really seen them be much relevant.
Truth be told, those tag belts still aren't relevant.
They're not because they haven't. As for me, I get it that they're doing it at Collision. I get that because it's a whole different show. But we just I don't know. This one just came unexpectedly. Yeah, you guys both hit it on points about why they brought back Sammy. We all know that. So we'll see where this is going. Unless they're replacing Kenny with Sammy. Make that fully continue on, or unless they make this a freaking three-way tag team, have Sting and Darby versus Jericho and Sammy versus Big Bill, Ricky Starks for those tag team titles. Maybe that could be the way how Sting retires as a tag team champion with Darby Allin and retire. We don't know. There could be a lot of ways that you can book this fucking story.
What if
What
if Sammy does go into the tag title match with Jericho? But he screws Jericho out of the tag titles and goes back to the Don Callis family.
Yeah,
that makes sense too because the story's not over between them. How it ended.
And truth be told, at this point in time, Big Bill and Ricky Starks having the tag titles is boring.
You're boring. Ricky Starks is a damn megastar.
Ricky Starks is great. As a tag team member, he is boring.
You're boring.
You're boring.
Bro, I can't believe I agreed to do this fucking show with you.
I love Ricky Starks, but honestly,
No, you don't. No, you don't.
No, I do. And him,
no, you don't. You're a liar.
Him carrying Bill is driving me insane.
He's not carrying Bill. Bill's carrying his own weight.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
You're lying.
See, this is the version of that man that we've seen in any company he's been in since WWE.
Like I said, as a singles wrestler, Ricky Starks is amazing.
You just please stop. Let's go to the next one. I can't with this fucking guy. Stop.
I got nothing. I'm sorry.
To this day.
Exactly.
That's right.
Oh God, I love it. All right. Next one, we got the match that we finally get. We still did not know why it took this fucking long to happen, and it finally made it happen. Here's one thing I don't know if you guys are happy how this was booked unexpectedly. You want to talk about storyline, how this shit was just mixed. This was just fucking mixed because after Keithley won a Collision, you bring out a fucking brick and saying, oh, well, it's up to you. Owe me. Somebody owes me something ever since the betrayal, blah, blah. Like, the fuck was that? Like, I'm sorry. I respect Keithley. I love that man. Everything what he does in the ring, outside the ring, but it's a microphone guy. Sorry. You can't. You're not cutting it for me, pal. I'm sorry. Jeez. I know people are going to give me like, what the fuck?
Hey, yo, what the fuck?
I know.
You son of a bitch.
I know I am. But you know what? I'm excited for the match. But I just don't like the fact how this match was just booked like that. You brought up a fucking brick because of what happened to you, what Keithley did to you. I mean, what Swerve did to you. Oh, that was it? Is that quick? That's how you get. Go ahead.
No.
Take it away. I was just aggressive.
Here's the thing. It's not the fact that they booked the match when they did. Mm-hmm. It's how Keith Lee presented the match.
Thank you.
It's not the fact that they're having the match. I'm excited that they're having the match. It's how Keith Lee presented the match. He could have said something along the lines of like, I've been waiting to get my hands on this grimy scumbag Swerve Strickland, and now that he's got a free schedule and he's not ducking and dodging me against everybody else, let's end this at World's End. Yeah. Bam! That revives the story. That's why Keith Lee left it on the back burner, because he didn't want to get in between the other fucking feuds he had going. And Phil, if you say I'm wrong, I'm gonna reach through the screen and I'm gonna stab you with a pencil.
See, Tony Khan, this is why you call us. Se habla español. You start writing this shit because this man just wrote you a fucking story.
I'm serious. I'm not going to sit back and take this fucking shit.
Oh, you're bullshit, Tony Khan. You got to take it because, damn it, what kind of story is this? But I digress. Go ahead, Pepsi Phil. The floor is yours.
This felt hella random to me. Like, honestly, I still have no idea why they felt that this is. I mean, I understand the reasoning behind it. And honestly, they do have a good enough history that if you wanted them to like come back, that would be fine. It just felt so random the way he mentioned it. I mean, truth be told, and here's the thing, because the buildup was so lax, first of all, I'm not even in the remotely concerned that Swerve is going to lose this match. 100%, I think Swerve is going to kill this one. I think this will be another highlight for Swerve. I love Keith Lee, and I think he'll do well as a good showing. But honestly, I'm just not feeling this one in a sense of like the heat between the both of them. This feels, to your point, Keith could have found a better way to present this one. Should have.
Well,
Well, the trick is like if you're gonna say you're pissed and it's like you're digging up old bones, at least make them bones like feel like something. The man hit you in the head with a cinder block. I did not feel that he was actually he took it as personal as he probably should have. So, although once again, I'm not agreeing with Bruce, I'm just saying we happen to say the same thing twice.
But see, at least cross each other
way.
on backstage, at least and be like, "Oh, remember me?" And then something, anything of that, so they can hype up the story. Because then we could have just gotten from there. It's just this was not a hype story. I feel like this really feels like it was just like, okay, let's just get this match, get it over with. It's like, fuck, man. It's just just like what the 8-man. I get it, but this is a story that we've been pretty much waiting for it to happen. But we wanted it to happen this way, the way how it was plotted heading into this match. No, I think we wanted more different. That's where Jesus, Tony Khan, you have Brian Danielson who can help you on that. You have Chris Hero who's there behind the scenes. Oh my God. Call us, man. Call us.
Call me.
Yes. Call Bruce.
I'm just going to start hitting this dude up on X and just sending him my ideas until he offers me a job.
Okay, just do that. Fucking just do it. I will. Hell yeah. The hell is that?
I mean, truth be told, like I said, I think this would be a great match. I mean, it keeps Swerve in the big picture because we get to see him fight on another pay-per-view. Keith Lee gets to become really relevant because he gets to fight Swerve. I think as long as this, I mean, hopefully Swerve is healed enough to do this match. But honestly, yeah, I think this match would be more of a benefit to Keith Lee than Swerve, in my opinion.
I think I think Swerve's gonna win, but I don't think he needs to win. I think he's at a point right now where he can afford to drop a match to boost Keith Lee, or even Swerve does win, but then Shane Taylor comes out and Shane Taylor Promotions gets back together and they beat the living tar out of Swerve.
Okay.
Yeah, and what is it? What's his is it Swerve and the Gates of Agony and Brian Cage? I mean,
the Mogul Embassy.
Yeah, there you go. So that's a good point there too, High Class. That we could see. Let's say if Swerve loses, Keith Lee wins. Of course, the Mogul Embassy comes out. They jump Keith Lee. Then we see how you mentioned Shane Taylor makes the rescue. Looks at Keith Lee, which, by the way, I know we didn't recap, but there's so much shit going on. They had a badass match. Yes, fucking badass match, man. I would give him credit's due. Especially Shane Taylor, another guy who's underrated, not giving the credit's due. But yeah, I totally agree. That could maybe end the year that way of the Shane Taylor Promotions coming back together. How you mentioned High Class, I love that. That is very, 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 very true. I love that. Yes. All right, now we got the AEW Women's Championship. Timeless Tony.
Oh, that says the Continental Finals.
Oh, wrong one. Sorry. There we go.
Yeah.
There we go. Thank you for correcting. There we go. Timeless Tony Storm versus Riho. Riho, of course, for the AEW Women's Championship. I'm excited to see this. This is a Stardom, for me, reminder because these two women are familiar with each other back in Stardom days. People are not familiar with that. YouTube that. Go back and look at that. They know each other. Let's believe they do. So I am looking forward to seeing this match. And I'm just going to call it right away. Of course, Timeless is going to win. Unless we may see the return because, correct me if I'm wrong, High Class and Pepsi Phil. Did Tony Khan mention Jamie Hayter's name on the media call?
He did, but it's sounding like she'll be back for Revolution.
Yeah.
She'll be back soon. But they made it sound like Revolution is when she'll return.
Okay. Now, like I said, right away, I choose Tony Storm. Win this one. I think it should be a badass match. Great storytelling, I think, is going to be for sure. And hopefully, what's her name doesn't get involved, and which I have a feeling she will. If she does, and we'll probably see Shida come back and help Riho. Maybe we may see that out. We don't know. But the question is the aftermath. Who is next in line for this women's championship now after that? So that's the biggest question. So, high class ticket to you, both of those questions. What do you got on this one? And who's next in line for the timeless Tony Storm?
Well, it's gonna be timeless Tony Storm that gets the win. Riho is a thing of year one in AEW when you only had 6 women to cheer for. She's not what she was at the beginning of AEW. No one, like, who cares? Tony Storm was the win. As far as the next challenger, I wouldn't mind seeing Athena get a shot because of what she's doing in ROH, or even getting Britt Baker back on television. Getting Britt Baker back on television, even if she doesn't want the title and she sets up the rematch for Jamie Hayter and Tony Storm at Revolution. Because how amazing would that rematch be for the AEW Women's World Title?
Yeah, I love that. See, man, you gotta call this man. Message Tony Khan when you go on X tonight. Fucking message him all this shit.
I will.
And screenshot it and send it to us, and I want to see if he has a response or not. Keep an eye on that shit because I really want, man. God, this is why I love this man. That's why he's high class for a reason. That's right. Pepsi Phil, take it away.
I mean, honestly, it's Tony Storm. I am picturing that this match is the Tony Storm storytelling at its finest. Completely ridiculous, like the last one was. So that's honestly, I'm going to enjoy this match, but I think I'm going to enjoy the way Tony Storm makes it interesting. Because that last thing with the butt plate that she had was or which I don't think people take credit for, when she pretty much sat on Luther's shoulders and was doing moves off the rope for herself on it. And I forget who she dragged across the rope with it, sitting on Luther's shoulder. So stuff like that, I want to see Tony. As for Riho, bless her heart, I don't think. I appreciate the closed circle bringing her back, but that's about it.
Yeah.
Who's next, however? I can see Athena as well. That's not a bad call.
Damn right it's not.
We can do. I feel like it's too soon for Britt Baker.
Too soon?
Uh-oh.
Tell me he didn't just say that.
Again.
Yes.
I mean,
tell me he didn't just say that.
Say what you will. What has Britt done to deserve a title shot recently? Remember,
she's Britt fucking Baker. she's the goddamn Charlotte Flair of AEW. She doesn't need a reason to have a title shot. She just gets them.
I would prefer if she had a couple more matches before getting to Tony, though. So
I dude, like, I don't know how Ivan still does shows with you with your points of view. They're so obscure and like
again, I'm the wild card option.
Does he pay you? Like is that why he puts up with you? Are you like the only paid employee?
Oh my god.
So
he's like, here, I gotta pay you to torture myself for 2 hours.
Oh my god.
So Britt is an option. I will give you that, just not soon. And then I just honestly at this point, after Riho, she can get a bunch of scrubs to kind of build the timeless Tony Storm shtick until Jamie Hayter comes back.
Hence Britt Baker to start the feud. Fuck. God.
But I don't want to see. But I don't want. If Britt loses to her, it knocks her down a peg. That's my point. Like, I want Britt to take her when they're both on the same level.
Well, if that's the case, make a fucking battle royal for the next contender. That's the case, because if we can't figure out who it is, make a battle royal.
Do they have enough women for a battle royal?
I mean, what the hell? We just talked about it earlier. We do this. Even for Ring of Honor, bring them along. Why the hell?
What are you talking about? They got the ranking system.
Do they even use the ranking system nowadays? They pretty don't use the ranking system nowadays.
I'm sorry, I had to pull it out.
What a way to end the year with that! And just say, hey, the ranking system. Oh man,
What's next?
Yeah, what we got next?
Oh man, and of course we're gonna have the Continental Finals, the Triple Crown Championship here, which they still haven't even showed the new belt. We'll see it, of course, on Saturday, which I'm kind of really intrigued to see how that belt design is going to look. I'm really excited to see how that's going to look for this Triple Crown. Then the finals, Jon Moxley versus Eddie Kingston, who is currently the one who is a Ring of Honor World Champion and the IWGP New Japan Strong champion. So these are two guys that we've seen once before in AEW. And now they finally, they made up. They were a tag team, and we saw what happened, during the pandemic. The explosion. No, nothing really happened.
That was great.
That
was great.
And then from there on, I really enjoyed their faction. It really brought me back to those days for them, and kind of reminds me of Sami Callihan and Moxley and back in Combat Zone Wrestling type of those days. Seeing these men now fighting and hearing Moxley was trying to tell Eddie in the promo after his win against Bryan, Danielson. See, I'm sounding like the director because he said Danielson. So, and of course, Eddie Kingston saying, no, I hate the rookie here this time. So remember, you're the rookie when you came to me. I'm the veteran.
No,
here.
Young boy. I was the senpai. You're the young boy.
Thank you. There we go. The senpai. And so there you go. And so this is one I'm really excited for because this is going to be a storytelling for sure too. These two guys are familiar with the strong style because they've both been in Japan. They competed over there in Japan, and they've been all over the independent circuit. This is once again part 2 that we're seeing of these two guys facing each other one-on-one. This is for me hard to choose because I like both of these men, but who I feel that really deserves this win is Eddie Kingston. He needs to end the year right. We've been praising for this man to give him a title, and he did it. This year, 2023 was his year. Winning the New Japan Strong title, then winning the Ring of Honor World Championship, which I did not expect him to win. And this man is in the hottest moment in his life. He deserves that. This man has look how many I can't even go through this list. This man has done it all in the independent circuit. Never gotten to be a top star like where he's at currently here in this promotion. And he's finally there and deserves all of it. This is going to be a match storytelling that's going to get us like, shit, oh my God. I'm finally going to use it. I am going to use it because I've been wanting to use it. I will go on Eddie on this one. The fact because Moxley will lose clean, no interference. Kingston will win and will finally shake hands. Even I want to be surprised they offered him, hey, you want to come join BCC? And then he'll say, nah, I'm straight. I'll be on my own. I want to be surprised if he does that. I think this is going to be a match of the night, maybe, in my opinion, because this is a storytelling. Storytelling is what I'm going with. Besides the main event we'll talk about. But I have to digress about that. But
okay.
Pepsi Phil. I want to save high class for last for this one. Go ahead, Pepsi Phil.
It doesn't matter. I'm sorry, bro.
No. I'm actually picking Eddie for this because, from a storyline perspective, logically it makes sense to give him the win. Not so much a story, but like king of the underdog moves. Because honestly, Mox getting a triple crown I can't even see that. I don't feel it will have the same impact it would if Eddie wins. I don't know what their plans are, but I feel like if Eddie wins it, the level of sympathetic joy that people will have if he wins, because he's, like you said, he's sold that underdog motif beautifully. I mean, even to the point where like Mox was like, even though he told him, you may be down on yourself, but there's a bunch of people in this arena that want to see you win.
Mm-hmm.
Like I think it makes sense. And truth be told, Mox is at Mox's point. He don't need a belt. The man literally does not need a belt. I mean, he still bounced between here and New Japan, so he's all over the place. I think Eddie winning this would be a whole lot more fun and more poignant for me. Again, I don't know about the aftermath of this because I think at this point Eddie will be all over the place. Because I remember when he won the New Japan Strong Belt, he was like, "I can't hold this belt and do other shows."
Mm-hmm.
Like I remember he put a speech. I was like, I got to cancel all my other shows because like it was injuries and he was just tired.
Mm-hmm.
So I really feel like this is his way of kind of like really zero in on being ROH, New Japan Pro Wrestling Championship, and whatever that third belt is. And honestly, if you're going to have a Triple Crown winner that includes post in New Japan memory, Eddie's probably the best one to have just because he is so tied to the New Japan, like more so than Mox is.
Oh, yeah. And just to add on to what you're saying, Phil, which I forgot to mention, keep in mind that Moxley isn't competing at Wrestle Kingdom 2, which is like a week away, which was in a week, like you could say. So he's in that triple threat match with, Ospreay and Finley. Yeah. So for that belt. So let's say if they add that stipulation to this and let's say Kingston calls them out and say, hey, if add your spot and the Triple Crown winner will go and compete in that triple threat. They can do that too.
That match is for the United States /UK title.
Yes, and which is gonna be like they're gonna make it.
So they're not gonna have a quad title.
Yeah.
No, I'm not saying a quad title like for this Triple Crown to be defended over there.
Yeah.
But pretty much saying like he gets a shot at the other title as well, like going to Japan and traveling and fighting in that triple threat match. Okay. That's what I'm getting to. Okay. But that could be the case. I mean, we don't know at this point, but I'm with you. Everything valid points, solid points. Mm-hmm. I mean,
Here's the thing. I love everything that you guys have been saying. I agree.
Do I have to play it? Just tell me to play it.
Okay.
Right.
I'm afraid I've got some bad news. I knew it.
I'm waiting.
No, actually, I don't. I didn't. You didn't need to play that. Then I don't have any bad news. Actually, the only thing I gotta say about this is Eddie Kingston's gonna win, and it's going to be nothing but blood and blood blistered and bruised chests is what we're going to see at the end of this match with Eddie Kingston getting his hand raised. There will be blood within the first 2 minutes of this match, and within 3 minutes, one of these two men will have hamburger chest.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yep.
Hamburger chest. Chop-a-mania running wild. Who's going to be bleeding? Well, Mox bleed. That's the question.
They're both going to bleed.
Yep.
Who bleeds first?
Moxley.
Okay, yeah.
Come on.
I'm with you.
That man's got a fork in his back pocket waiting to draw a code.
Yeah.
That's for sure.
He carries a piece of razor blade around with him everywhere he goes.
Yeah, very true. I don't know how that.
It's very messy at Starbucks.
Yeah, I don't know how that.
It's very messy at Starbucks. Where we at?
The main event. It is time. I'm saving Bruce for last because, of course, he is the salt of the earth of podcasting. The AEW World Heavyweight Championship on the line. Maxwell Jacob Friedman defending the AEW World Championship versus Samoa Joe. We talked about it already earlier about what happened on Dynamite, New Year's Smash. Pleasure doing business with you, Samoa Joe. Again, doing business. So this is going to be a very interesting, another good storytelling that could be also a match of the night, because I know you guys will talk about this because it was mentioned in the media call. I don't know what was mentioned, but you guys will add to that. And I feel that we might get the revelation here of who's behind that mask here to end it here. I think so. But MJF, and I'm just going to go very quick. MJF's not going to win this. This is going to be a fucking match that I think we're going to see what people have not seen in a long time, what MJF has done when he started his career. We saw the first time what he did with Samoa Joe doing those kind of high flying moves and doing all these technical moves. He's been doing it as of late. So we're seeing like the old school type of style MJF who it was back in the independent circuit. We might see this again out of him coming out of this. He's going to take everything out there and put it all on the line, even with his injury, through the shoulder injury, and really going to fucking sell it as hell. And he's going to fucking look, man. I know people are going to hate me for saying this, but look, I'm not comparing him fully to Hogan, but I would say he's going to MJF up and really go up on Samoa Joe, and Joe is going to lose, and MJF is going to win very fucking dramatically. And then from there, we get the lights out. We get the Gordon Sem holding him. And then this is where we don't know who's going to be the man behind the mask. It could be Tony. Nobody knows. We all say Adam Cole. Could be either, Bruce mentioned earlier, why the reason for Adam Cole. Maybe it could be Tony Khan because of the whole, him lead 2024 gimmick that is everybody. I think he signed. He said he didn't. He read on a recent interview that he came out, MJF. He said he didn't sign. He said it's legit. He didn't sign. So he's still that mark is still on the line. Could be that. We don't know. But this is the way how to end the year with this main event, and the aftermath is the one that's going to keep us. Oh shit! Just like what we wanted at Full Gear, we got. But it didn't happen. But it's happening here in World's End with Samoa Joe. I feel which is the right person to do it with. And kudos to Joe for him getting where he's getting to. Because, man, remember, these two gentlemen fucking clashed at each other at the time in the NXT days when MJF was, playing the role security guard. So this is a match that I'm excited for. This could be another one match of the night. It's tough for me to say which one's going to take it away. But this is another good storytelling match. That's why I put them as the co-main event, the classic, and this one for that reason, because of the storytelling that these four gentlemen are doing.
Mm-hmm.
Pepsi fucking Phil, because I'm saving High Class for this one because this is his fucking show for this one to close it out. That's the show.
I'm picking MJF to win this one.
I was waiting for this to say something.
However, this is what I refer to as the Anakin Skywalker moment.
Oh shit!
I feel like he beats Joe. At the end of the match, the Devils show up, and the reveal is I don't know who it is, but the reveal is so terrible. It could be Adam, it could be someone else, but the betrayal is so hard on him that he eventually starts going down a dark road, and it slowly turns into him going heel in a completely different style. So I think at the end of this match, something happens where it gets so dark he ends up going heel. So, and I think that's how the story continues. So it goes from him being really nice and then finding out that his best friend turned on him. And then he just goes like, instead of him like becoming a good guy, he goes into like good tweener and then eventually heel. So I call it the Anakin Skywalker storyline, where it's like, I'm trying to be earnest, and then something bad happened, and you know what? Fuck it. I got to go dark.
Oh man, I'm just fucking waiting for Bruce to do this.
No. Hell no. I refuse. No.
Oh man, I swear I was waiting for you to say Samoa Joe, and Bruce would have been ape shit right now. That's what I was waiting for. High Class.
Right, so I'm gonna sum this up because I have to go pick my son up from work because his car's broken down.
Oh shit.
MJF for the win.
Okay.
Here's the thing. The Devil is going to cost Joe the match because the Devil wants to take the title from MJF. He doesn't want Joe to take the title from him. He wants that title. And he, as in Adam Cole, wants that title.
Okay.
And Adam Cole will be revealed. And like I said, Red Dragon will be the tag team or the Young Bucks.
Okay.
So I love y'all. I gotta go.
All right, man.
Great show. Muchos gracias, El Presidente.
The Nader, of course. And hopefully we'll be here Saturday for the watch along. We might do a
Be
watch
safe.
along here. So stay tuned for that.
See you later, guys.
Hey,
All right. Hey, sir, man, it's a tough one to be honest, man.
I think Bruce called it. I think it is going to be Adam Cole because it is at this point. It's the only thing that honestly, it's the only thing that makes sense.
Yeah, I mean, you're absolutely right. I mean, it does make sense. It's just crazy how it's gonna turn out to be. That's the thing for me. It's like, how is that gonna turn out to be, and which way is it gonna turn out to be? I mean, that's a man. But the biggest question for here, you Pepsi Phil. I mean, which one you think is gonna be the match of the night?
No.
Which one you think will be the match of the night?
I think Eddie Kingston and Moxley will be the match of the night.
Yes.
I think they have enough history, and Eddie will sell pretty much the entire, like him and Mox will sell it. Because truth be told, even when I was watching that Eddie Kingston versus Bryan Danielson, honestly, I was getting in my feelings about that one too. So, and that promo was not as heavy as this one is. So I actually think that one could be the match of the night. What I do believe about this one was it won't be match of the night, but I guarantee people will be talking about this match.
Oh yeah,
the MJF Samoa Joe one. I think they'll talk about it because of the fact that this basically started before All In Wembley.
Very true.
And this is almost a half-year storyline for MJF.
It started. This is a lot. Well, can we say this is the longest for him by far? Besides Punk?
Yeah, because remember the other ones have always been run this gauntlet to take my belt. Like that's what they were, or it was the Pinnacle, which honestly that didn't go anywhere.
That didn't go anywhere. I don't know where the fuck
or the Jericho Alliance thing, whatever that was.
That
didn't really do anything. But this one right here started before Wembley, and him and Adam were going back and forth with each other. And then we come to a head at Wembley, and then we get some of the best vignettes between those two. And even with Adam hurt, they still managed to carry this storyline through to this point.
That's true.
So I think, because I know at one point we talked about storyline of the year, and I'm really trying to figure out if this counts as a storyline other than just the MJF redemption storyline. And honestly, it's like I said, but right now, I remember when you did that MJF Cole match, and we were genuinely like on the edge of our seats, wondering what was going to happen.
Yep.
And honestly, and remember, further along, we were excited about a kangaroo kick. Because again, the way he puts it, he doesn't want to do stuff off the ring ropes and all this other crazy stuff that shortens his career. He wants to do moments in the match where pretty much you're just going, this is great. Like stuff like where a power slam pretty much is like gets the biggest pop during the match, which that hasn't happened in almost 20 years. And MJF brought it back.
Yeah. I mean, it's true. I mean, you're right. It's valid points. I mean, it's a tough one, right? To really debate which can you say was a storyline of the year, even maybe a match of the year. There's been a lot of great matches that even himself, MJF, has had that has us like, oh shit, what the fuck? It has the edge of our seats that you mentioned.
Mm-hmm.
But this is a storyline that could end it here and say what it's gonna happen. How is this gonna close out? So, I mean, we'll have to wait and see, man. I'm with you on that. I think, Eddie and Moxley could be the match of the night, I think, for me too, as well. Because the storytelling there, because two best friends going at it for this belt, and I think Kingston should win it, and it'll be the hell of a year to close out the year for him very well, and now that he's hopefully 100%, because I know he mentioned why he stopped taking indies, bookings because of his injuries. Hopefully we'll see. I think we'll have to wait and see. All right. Well, there you have it, folks. Go ahead. We're gonna say before I close.
No, the point of the matter is that Eddie hits a point where it's kind of weird because honestly, he's been an indie person so long that I think he's a little bit shocked that he has a home. Like, because I think it's been a long time since we can honestly say Eddie had a home for wrestling, and I think he's happy in AEW. He's happy going back and forth with New Japan because he has always been a New Japan guy, even in AEW.
Yeah.
So I'm just happy to see Eddie doing well.
Oh, me too, man. I'm so happy for him too. I'm glad he's getting the moment of his life that he deserves to have, the momentum to being, and you see the crowd is right behind him, and I'm pretty sure he's, it brings tears to his eyes, to see that, he paid his dues, and man deserves to get that credibility and deserves to get the momentum that he deserves. I feel that he's going to do it very well against Moxley. And I think likewise with MJF, with Samoa Joe's going to be the same. And I think it's going to really this is a movie to be like, oh, what is the ending? What is the after credits after the fucking match? Is where we're all going to be like, shit. Oh, what the fuck?
So that's an interesting thing I'm having. One of the debates we have coming up for our Saturday show, which everyone get ready for it, is who gets Wrestler of the Year.
Mm-hmm.
And honestly, that was the hardest question, one of the hardest questions on that list, because at that point I got to decide what the criteria were. Is it most impact, best matches, or as a pro wrestler / entertainer? Dom, forgive me for using sports entertainer, but be told if we use all three of those criteria, that goes for me. That goes to MJF.
Okay, so you're spoiling yours already.
Well, I'm still considering it right now. So the only reason I'm telling you is because Bruce's not here. Because the last thing I need from him is pretty much gone.
He's probably logged on right now on YouTube. And
I know, right?
To this shit.
But like I said,
listening to this.
But right now, because of wrestling, it's like you got to decide when you talk about stuff like wrestler of this, wrestler of that, tag team of this, tag team of that. You got to find out. You got to have a good criteria. And truth be told, I do not see a plausible reason why the work MJF has done for the last 6 months that has been consistent, and he has been using it to get people over. Like he has been getting folks over, not just a regular championship like say Hogan, who's been burying folks. Yeah, I know you mentioned Hogan at one point, but Hogan, where he was like, when you wrestle MJF, it's because you deserved it, and it's because he thinks you're worthy of being put over, and he's always helping. And I think he does that. He helps young talent like young talent. The man's like just not even 30 yet,
right?
But I think there's an argument for MJF being Wrestler of the Year, and I'm not just saying because of AEW. I'm saying like across all the promotions. Like, there are guys who have like done some stuff. Like there's stuff like Jey Uso and stuff he's done. And there's like the work they did over in New Japan with Will Ospreay. But like if you want to talk about the full package of like wrestling, promos, matches, and entertainment, it's hard pressed to find someone who hasn't embodied all of that like MJF has.
I agree. There's no disagreement or debate there. I totally agree because you mentioned it all. It's all valid points. Not even any other promotion has done what he's done. I haven't seen anybody yet, but we'll talk about that on Saturday. That's right. Saturday, folks. We'll be back here Saturday. We'll give you the time. We'll be here. We're doing, of course, a debate awards as we're going to give, of course, everybody's done theirs. We haven't done ours though, man. And of course, now that Pepsi Phil is part of the COD family, he's going to give his. I want to hear his out. And of course, I'm going to give everybody else's as well. They'll send it to me because everybody's on vacation except for us. You see, we're still here. We're closing the year all for you guys, and we might be here for our watch along, which most likely will be for a watch along for End World. So stay tuned for that. Just make sure. And for everybody on Instagram, we're still live on Instagram. Appreciate you, Instagram, for everybody to keep us there. And if you haven't subscribed, for all you guys that are watching on Instagram, and go to the bio on the Circle Debate, hit that link tree, and go to the YouTube channel. Subscribe now. We're on the road to 500. We're almost there. 10 more to go. And and also you can listen to us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Spreaker, everywhere, all around. And shout out to the world, around the world, from Mexico, from of course Brazil, from Europe, UK, Germany, everywhere, Switzerland, Italy. That's right, Colombia. There's so many I can mention. Vietnam as well. Everywhere. Oh man, Japan mainly too as well. Appreciate you. Which we'll be here as well was because we're, Bakely will return. We'll do a New Japan show to see if Pepsi has a chance to. We'll giving our predictions for Wrestle Kingdom, happening next week as well. And this channel, there's no team sleep here, man, because we fucking got so much shit going. We want to close it out right and start it off strong for all of you guys. And we appreciate you guys for tuning in here and joining us. And again, I'm gonna let Pepsi Phil, give them the floor to let the people know where they can find your personal social medias. Break it down, mi hermano. Let them know.
If you need to find me, I'm on Instagram mainly, PhilipJP24601. All my other links are on there as well. Pay attention. Links in the bio. Have a good look. You can find me on everything. Everything rowdy. So, and everyone can talk to me except for Bruce. No sliding in my DMs.
That is right, ladies and gentlemen. Is that time?
Autobots, transform and roll out.
That's right. We're rolling out of here. So we'll be here Saturday to close out the year for all of you guys. And in case you guys don't join us here for that Saturday, Happy New Year's to all of you guys, especially around the world. If you guys are ahead of us, too, Happy New Year's to all of you guys. Enjoy. Be safe out there. Don't drink and drive. Uber. All right. Uber. And then drinking Uber. Be safe out there. You don't and make sure keep your hands to yourself. Don't do anything stupid, pal. Don't be like Vincent Kennedy McMahon. All right. Don't do that. You don't want to be in that direction. No, you do not. But as you know, ladies and gentlemen, you already know Pepsi Phil, of course, COD, Top Rope Wrestling Talk, Wrestling Delorean Podcast, Title Fight Podcast, Meathead Podcast, Raw Dogging with De Niro, of course, and all FDS. We don't just podcast, ladies and gentlemen. We fucking make history. Buenas nachos. Good night, everybody. And we'll see you sábado.
Must bid you adieu, a goodbye, mwah, and good night. Oh my God, it's so great. Bang! Yes!